chat. I'm late. I didn't know G2 played today. I didn't know. I watched G2 play against I did watch G2 play against Gen G. They 2-0 Gen G. I'm late. I didn't know G2 played again because that wasn't live. I didn't know G2 played. I gotta keep track of that. I didn't know G2 played again. Next up, come on, 30 seconds. I'm gonna do like a best thing. I'm gonna do like try to do my best at commentary. I'm voting for my boy Stompin.
Welcome back, friends, and we continue on with G2 versus BDS. We're a fight to go and play against Team Falcons and potentially against Team Secret in our Stage 2 playoffs finals.
They're going to
G2 were able to take map number 1 on Bank. BDS, however, on the other side, they were not in the playoffs of Stage 1. You want them to carry forward as many SI points, and they have a big G2 on
Clubhouse
the other side performing
is G2's.
Yeah, exactly. The pressure is on BDS here to perform because G2 won Stage 1. They won a big chunk of SI points, and they're expected realistically to make the top 3. But one might think that the pressure is on G2 because they're supposed to go to the grand finals. Yep. I will say
crazy
this, I
thing
think the pressure
is
more on BDS. Nothing guarantees them of performance at an international.
The crazy thing is that they have to go against Secret for the grand finals. Secret previously owed to them in the first stage, or not the first stage, the first round of the final of the first round. That's the team that sent G2 to the lower brackets. If they win against BDS, they already have one map. If they win against BDS, they go against Secret, and they have to literally watch film on Secret if they want to win, because they need to match their gameplay and like know what to do, the lurks, the aggressiveness that they have. They really have to match that and pray to God they don't play on Clubhouse, because teams are now going against Clubhouse because they know that G2's permanent is Clubhouse.
Is Freck, and he didn't necessarily turn up inside of map 1. You know, he was absolutely
I don't know any of these guys on Team BS.
He was 14-1 in the
Probably
first
one
map of that best of 3. And, you know, he didn't particularly have a great performance inside of map 1, and I think this is probably the one criticism that we've certainly leveled at the front 3 for BDS has been their inconsistency as individuals across the stage, and we've kind of seen that today so far from Freck.
And realistically, he's not given the same space playing against Wolves than playing against G2, clearly. Wolves were defeated, they were demoralized, and they were stunned. On the side of G2, they're fueled of confidence. We heard their team speak as the game ended, and they were laughing, looking at their own clips, being like, oh, you just destroyed that guy. Yeah. They're having fun, and they're gonna have fun in the next map.
And we're expecting that to happen here on Clubhouse, our second potentially final map for the evening. We'll see if BDS can claw things away and back into their side and take it to a third. If not, G2 will be running to the bank. Well, that was map number 1. Let's send it then to our casters. Demo, Emmy, all yours.
In the words of Megalopolis, back to the club demo. We're going to find ourselves hurtling straight back there after previous showings earlier today. Are you still on the G2 2-0? Yep. Okay. Have you seen Megalopolis?
What's the prediction? I'd say 72% G2 is crazy.
It's such a specific film reference of, I'm going to be honest, not a great movie. Slandering it on the timeline. What was the last movie you watched? To get our bands.
I know about Virtue. It's like one of the oldest. He's one of the oldest.
A few days ago.
Oh, great. What? I assume the extended edition. Of course, because no other editions, anything shorter exists. Truly, a great of all time. Now I want to go watch the Lord of the Rings movies. I know what I'm doing with my evening. Anyway, we're in on club. Capital and Maverick removed here for the attackers.
Kata zombie ban. Kata zombie ban for
You're gonna pull them on
G2.
towards the rafters, and
Or no,
maybe
for
some of the game we've
BDS.
seen
It
struggles
looks like a
with
Capital.
Maverick a little bit
Can you
before.
show it again?
In
Got
terms
it.
of getting the hard breach, where does your mind go?
Well, I mean, my mind goes just through the kind of history of the map for both of these sides. I think that's the really interesting story about today. Is
Kata zombie ban for BDS and a Capital Maverick ban for G2. Specifically, Maverick ban is actually very good on Clubhouse because Maverick can get both of the walls, Mav tricking, and if you get both of the walls, you're kind of cooked. Because you get squished into one section. Lure on the tube, it's like, or no, yeah, lure on the tube route to stall time. They're doing a cache extension. You have to do a cache extension, or horizontal extension on Clubhouse when you're playing Gym Bedroom. Always have to do a cache extension. Because you cannot give cache up that quick. Doki's gonna be playing Garage. Gonna be playing Raptors?
I mean, is it stupidity or is it sheer brilliance?
Laura, what the hell? Laura, what the hell?
However many times we've used that phrase recently. At this point, obviously, G2, they're sitting one map away from progressing alongside.
gets
It's been a
the
very
bandits.
quick day. There's a quick play against it.
Getting
Waiting to see
bandit,
if
trying
they
to
can
prevent
try
the
and
bandit
pick it,
too.
but no bueno.
They
There's
got the
great
bandits. They
use of
got the
grid
cash
there.
wall. They might have to
People
retreat now.
does
Doki's still in
go
Raptors. This could be the win con.
has
If Doki gets a pick in, if Doki gets a pick in Raptors, this actually could help them win. Doki gets a pick. They might. Didn't they know Doki's in Garage?
Well,
Laura on a pick on the Lasmo. Virtue get a refrag. Virtue on a pick on Alamo.
one of two DMRs that the defenders still have access to. Virtue is able to get the trade though. So honestly, I think Virtue has had such a kind of
Virtue
steady
on
game.
Virtue on the
Just a
con
steady
wall
kind of
gets 2
series
picks.
as well. I think he's just appeared with really important kills here and there, and wow, Virtue.
Look at
give
this
it back
shit
to
talk,
his
you
old,
both
former
suck.
teammates there,
Whoa.
Alamo and
Well,
Doki.
It's gonna be a tight
I
game.
mean, as we came into the map as well. as
Fred
Frank
gets
finds
a
Loira,
pick on a
there was a
Laura on
little
the
bit of
long
a
angle
moment
from
of like, good luck,
Raptors.
have
Where's
fun,
Doki?
baby.
Doki. Oh, Doki died in con. Stomping on the Lucy behind the
You know
mattress.
history between these
In
they're
gym.
always
Twitch went into
already
is in
setting
gym. No, he's
themselves
not.
up to
Oh,
fight.
it looks like he head back out.
outside the major as well. Now, can Blaz and Stomp it hold out? We talked about how G2, they, in some books, weren't the strongest
they go
team
for
in
a
the
flood,
previous
this
map,
might
but
be
they
actually
did it
kinda
off
fucked.
plays.
They go
Now
for
they're gonna
flood.
see if they can try and do that once
They
more.
need
Spray
Blast.
by the
I don't know
side,
why
and
Blast is
finally,
being so
an
aggro on
execution.
that.
Freck was watching and waiting for that fight, and look at this surrounding
Damn, they
BDS.
just got flooded. That's just better.
Get rid of the last problem in the bathroom.
Maybe Blast had to be
Get themselves off.
aggro on
So
that.
first round
Personally, I
start.
wouldn't. I would have let them come to me.
Yeah.
Just make sure I
Easy
didn't
enough
swing when they're
for
not
BDS,
looking or
no
something.
real
Personally, that's
issues
what I would have
for
done.
them, just a pretty standard take coming in from Cash. Taking construction, playing the windows, flood in through Logi. All standard stuff, but BDS did it to a very high level. And, you know, even though BDS had lost bank, still really good showing from them. You know, that's the thing that the desk kind of mentioned was.
Yeah, kind of got fucked because
even
they
you
both
can
they
still
got
have
the
good
cash
performance
wall.
and lose. And I think for BDS, whenever you are dealing with a best of 3, it's fine. You still got another map to go before you're really, you know, I've really lost the game. You can lose a map as long as you don't lose the series.
I think that's it, right? Is you take blows and
CC,
it's one of the lessons that
CCTV
always
and
needs to be
cash
learned
room.
by a team that's going on towards the
This is the
international
bottom
stage.
extension. It is
Is that
vertical extension.
suddenly
Alamo
that
playing
thing
lounge
that
with
seems
Castle.
so rare and is usually the end of your run for a lot
I've
of
seen
teams
a
that
like
haven't
a
hit international
the Fed
success
video
stories becomes
where
the
these
norm.
this
You have to have
Korean
a
team
wider map
did
pool. The
ghost
map pool
pressure
is
and they
the
were
maker
doing the
or
lounge
breaker
extension with
of a lot of
Castle,
teams, and that whole element
and they would just break open
prediction in
castles
terms of
and
bans,
just
of sort of
create hella
preparation
ghost
in
pressure
terms of
or
how
phantom
you're gonna
pressure.
ban against teams as well can't be as decisive.
Blaz
as
on the Clash. I feel like Clash is actually very important here because they're gonna go from a.
segment.
I don't think they would do a backside push. Yeah, it looks like they're doing Raptors with the Monty and the Flores, and then Thermite for the breach. Ace for maybe con wall.
It's two aspects of almost two different plays against the hard breach and against obviously the Keybers to give themselves that further extension and give themselves the range and the routes they can run. The destruction of the castle underneath. The Blaz deploys on that Clash Barrack, Clash Shield. We've seen it not be the most effective thing. in the one demo we had in the previous map. But we'll see if this one is something that runs them a little bit better.
Again, good basics here from BDS.
Bro, Robbie's gonna go
Just
for
using
a
the util
crazy
they
hot
have,
entry
clearing
in the
away
con.
Downstairs hold. Can't be common to see. That lounge hold
Look
coming
like
in
it,
with the
no.
castle.
I thought he was gonna do a hot entry.
BDS.
No one's in con though for
So
his
they
friend
will
to
actually
get a
go
pick.
for a construction take.
On the CC window,
Got
trying to get a
themselves
pick.
in
I don't
towards
think he
bedroom.
can. He will
They're
though.
obviously going to be looking for an opportunity to open up that single wall.
Oh my kitchen.
But,
Oh my
also very
god,
interesting the
stomping.
fact
What's so
that,
aggro on that?
You know, they've also brought the Monty in. You know, generally the Monty we would kind of be CBUs for pushing garage, but they're actually going to use
They're
the
gonna
shield
go.
for
Wait, what the
construction
hell?
take, and
They're gonna do a side
when
hit?
they're going to use them, I'm still not quite
No,
sure.
I was
What
gonna
is
say
the
if they were.
ideology
They're gonna
here
do a
of bringing
side.
the
I
Monty
thought
if
they were
you're
gonna
not
do a
go
side hit.
garage?
Looked like Monty was gonna go straight into CC. Crazy wall bang. Does he have
Looking
hacks or
for
something?
at
Like what?
least something
That lined it up
before
with
they can
exactly
try and
with,
make their approach here, but
the
they've
person
not
on
actually
top
really been
east.
headed anything, and as you said, the
Or top red, I mean.
the lack of approach. I called it at the time. With the Capital ban, it becomes a bit more awkward to get your stretch in towards the garage side.
Wasted
and
a lot of
yeah, you can send
time.
them
I don't
onto
know
the
how
other coverage,
BDS can
but
recover
outside
this.
of
They're wasting a
flanks,
lot
they
of time
don't
because they
have
still have
anything,
bottom.
no frag
They still
grenades,
have bottom
nothing to
control.
pop over the top. They really cannot remove that player.
They still
And
have
can't
bottom.
get into
Oh
this
my
position as well
god,
because
I
the
almost
Blacks
just get
finally find
shitted
first,
on.
and it's on to
By
Valor
Frick
now.
outside of the lounge
Castle's
window.
gone, and that's more on towards
Blast
the side
puts down
itself
his
as the
shield.
Blacks buys themselves some time. He's about
Blast
to
is
be
like kinda
surrounded. Doki
toast,
wins
yeah,
out
Blast is
inside
toast with
rafters, but Lasmo taking red stairs could be a big lead in unless that.
Is anybody in Rafters? Wait, Rafters has win con. If they don't have Rafters control,
This gets
oh
got
my
by Doki.
god.
Somehow, absolutely
Oh
decimates
my god.
the man on rafters. And now with 40 seconds, a 2 versus 2 as Loira just bites
Two.
back.
Laura is at one though. This might be bad. Stomping like on the long angle.
Oh, the issue here is though, Emmy, one of them's a Monty.
Bedroom.
So
Wait,
really
Stomping has a
it's
crazy.
building
Yeah.
the
Oh my
He's
god.
gonna try and swing with a pistol, but Stomping has repositioned himself into
He dies to the
construction.
damn barbed wire.
Barbed wire. It's what
The
takes out
barb.
Brett.
The barbed
Oh
wire.
my. BDS,
I
I
can only
thought
imagine
in really good
what he's
shape.
typing.
It was looking good, and then really just Doki ruined things from rafters, didn't they?
Oh,
Yeah.
but
If you have
that's the
Raptors
power of
control,
that
it's kind of
position,
like fucked.
You know,
If you have Raptors control.
It wasn't that it wasn't entirely
Raptors is
uncontested. They
such
obviously were
like
trying to put pressure
important
on,
to get.
and the way that they removed the problem is ridiculous. In that Fret
Doki's
went
typing.
past, swung back, got the kill. But, I mean, these sort of tragedies that we get to see play out in front of us. It's just that sort of powerful position, and
Oh my
that
god,
is
I was
just-
sick. Doki just got shitted on.
it's like a horror film. Spooky season.
He died
Like
to the
a
damn
full,
barbed
like,
wire. That's
Metal
fucking
Gear,
funny.
like dying sound.
Bed. Okay, they're doing a basement. They're doing a
That's like a
vertical
saw back right there,
extension
isn't it?
up to second floor. Cash room.
Was that the first ever saw kill? Was the barbed wire in?
It was
I'm pretty
definitely
sure it
up
was.
there as an early one.
I'm pretty sure it was
Yeah.
the first. I think it was, yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the early where those films started, and then they got to the point where they tried to dress him up as a young man and they just put a ball cap on him. I'm like, yep, he's wearing a cap backwards.
Just save yourself the hassle, watch the first 3 and stop.
It's like when they also, Dex to the TV
It's like
show
it's gonna be a
talk about horror
Raptors thing.
stuff.
He misses
Their
the
way
slide.
of making him look young was to just put a really bad wig on him.
Oh.
Amazing cinema. Freck
Right?
is almost sat watching. Took a bit of a scramble.
Who's
to the
Raptors
wall
right now?
towards
Is
the
it,
side, and he took a little bit more as he
Stomping
smashed
on
open the
Raptors
door,
with
and I think
Legion.
that's just sort of G2 saying, no, come on in. If you think you're hard enough, let's step up. And 5-1, he's definitely having
Yeah.
a decent start.
Interesting approach from BDS, choosing to ignore the roamers. Stompin and Loira were both intending and holding in towards CC and Cash, but nobody really interested in actually challenging onto that, which I found a little bit strange. When you're leaving roamers up there, one, it's going to kind of restrict you in being able to work in areas such as oil pit and also blue. Because really, if you're Robbie in this position, you're going to want to try and play around blue hatch, utilize your nades and the Deimos combination, but you're always going to feel a little bit threatened because you know that there's a player upstairs. So it's just something that BDS have to be so careful of, and it is a massive risk. That roamer could completely ruin the approach here for BDS, who are very headstrong at the moment, may I add, and just trying to get themselves into the bomb site.
Well, the headstrong fight is going to swing its way out over stock. They're still adapting and moving themselves away. Stomping goes up as well. Makes the choice to be a problem later, but as Alamo goes down inside the site, that means that they can operate with way less bodies. Drop on the hatch, pre-fire either side as Blaz gets caught out around AK, so I assume there's the trade back as P4 just actually instead just keeps driving. There's the trade back. Doki gets one and gets himself across the divide, but too many options, too many possibilities, and stuck for choice, leaving Stompin. Going up above turned into the problem of, well, they know he's not below. Misses the first engagement as the track comes out. I mean, this is just a bit brutal. The burial at the end of a long round. The Deimos calling everything that he's doing. In fact, joins the hunt. Trades out for one. BDS. Great execute.
Sorry, chat. I have to go do something.
Yeah. Good stuff from BDS. Again, a little bit risky leaving Stompin up, but Stompin and his attempted flank did not work going in towards blue. It would have been a different story if he was able to get one.
I don't know what happened there.
But nope, misses that opportunity because that G2 just could not. It just couldn't hold back against all that pressure that BDS were applying with their util. You've seen their nade placements were really good. That player in towards AKs just couldn't do anything. And again, a very difficult position to play if you don't have the Azami up. And you can see that BDS, you know, they went for that Azami ban. They've restricted at that point where really the person who plays in there, all it takes is one nade because he's going to be held from the hatch every single time. He can't get out of that position. So yeah, good work from BDS assessing the weak points, using their bans that they've went for. Strong stuff. 2-1.
It's good traded rounds. I think that's that sort of important follow through, right? Is they're not being shy, they're not being sort of passive, they're on their attack, which is their weaker half, and they know that it's a map that obviously has been tested in manners towards G2. They need to make sure that they sort of keep testing it, keep putting the pressure on, and
10 seconds to go.
in that same sort of excuse, you know, how far could Gen G get with it? How far can they get with it? All the way towards OT. Think about how that sort of played out from the side of Gen G was primarily on their defense. At this point, BDS have already
Gym in
leveled
bedroom.
what was done on the attack by
Doki on
Gen
the
G,
mirror,
and
Blaz
it's still
on the clash
very early
again.
doors. They can keep themselves sort of driving forward. If they can get one more,
They're
then
doing a
certainly
cast
that
extension?
overtime
Like
that
they-
played
they're doing
out
a cast
statistically
extension again.
wouldn't have played out earlier on today. And then you think about, okay, well, bank. If there wasn't a couple of clutches, statistically, those rounds could have gone away. They're not a million miles away, BDS here. And the pace has been brilliant as they get themselves set up around CC, apply the pressure here on towards Rafters.
Why did I not
Start
restart?
to see if they can clear across.
Robbie below
For
trying to get
BDS,
bird holes
it
on
is a very
Laura.
slow and measured approach. for
Robbie
these
gets
rounds.
lower
They're
than
just gonna
Moira,
take their
so it looks
time,
like, Robbie-
use their util really well. Just doing the basics, and really for Clubhouse, if you can do your basics, that is the main thing that we look for. And really the top teams in the world on this map are teams who can play that slow play style, because there is a massive checklist that you have to go through on a map like Clubhouse. Yes, there are rushes, don't get me wrong. We see a team like Team Secret do really well on this map. Also, there's like little pocket rushes that they can
That's
pull
a
out, but
crazy
they are very
C4.
difficult to do. Secret, I would say, are an exception to that. So usually it is a slow and methodical playstyle that we expect to see. And BDS doing a great job. You can see that they're also really safe. They do not want to give picks away from G2 because that's where they know G2 is going to be at their strongest. If you're giving G2 those freebies, they're going to run the man cap up and up and up, and you just can't get through that. So I like the way that BDS are approaching this
5 up.
slow and steady.
There's still a
Go
5
win
up.
the race though.
1 minute 20 left.
At
Oh my
this
god,
point,
crazy
first
whiff by
scrappy
Freck.
engagement
Crazy
comes together,
whiff.
ultimately in Doki's favor, but in the meantime, Freck got caught out elsewhere. That's your ace gone. That's also the limitations now of your hard breach. Whatever's opened had to be what needed to be opened, and you hope that they've got that pressure itself. Going to try and recollect the kit. In the meantime, obviously, Loira went down, but Loira often plays those extended positions. They've lost it out, and they're still trying to get some pressure underneath Doki, the buck.
Doki's gonna
Whirring
hold
away,
it.
but
Play.
think about the time. Think about the
Oh,
pressure. and-
Doki. Why are you not ADS?
Almost another body taken out, but now they've got this side closed down. They've still
Oh,
got past
Lasmo about to
construction,
die
not
to
another
barbed wire.
wire.
Stomping
Oh,
in
not
bathrooms.
another
He
round
gets
for Stompin.
cut up by
Actually
Grim on repel.
drifts on by and drops him like he was nothing. Leaves us in again. Another 4 versus 2 on this
What are you
side,
looking at,
but
Buck?
bit of
Oh my
motion
God,
going on.
Almo's
They
in
also
the
get
shit
one
right now.
elsewhere
He
as well,
moves,
and
he's kinda
narrow
fucked.
escape, but now they know exactly where the last player is. Alamau, he has 2 smokes in his pocket. He could try and buy himself an escape route and
Yeah,
get
he's
some
kinda
wiggle room,
fucked
but
here.
look at the rotation. They're just going to go get the kit, try and get a little bit of width on the approach so they can throw themselves in. 13 seconds, and when they hit it, it's got a stick, and it does. BDS.
3-1.
3-1.
Surprised he didn't take the opportunity to actually reposition, because he had plenty of opportunities to do so, but no, just stuck in the corner. Didn't want to move. But BDS, again, just very simple and basic siege on that top floor. A little bit more scrappier, had to dig in for some of those kills, but still, BDS just trucking through it. No real issues for them at the moment. Your G2 are trying to play that aggressive playstyle, but BDS are just very switched on for it. You know, they're not letting these opportunities go to waste. They've really been able to, I think, nullify the kind of clutch factor that obviously G2, we know
Bad
they
time
have
out by
in
G2.
abundance. So I think that maybe, I mean, I kind of mentioned that I think BDS in that last map, I think they probably played the better siege. I think it was down to individuals and big clutches from G2 that got them over the line and bank. Whereas now you're faced a situation for G2, they're not clutching up these rounds. You know, BDS are winning them pretty decisively. And really for G2, it just kind of exposes that they're not maybe playing the greatest of siege today.
I think it's that sort of problem, right? Is there's the old adage, it doesn't matter how good you are, it matters how good you are on the day. Where if you're not quite pulling the game out, I mean, it's 2 best of 3s within the same day, within the same sort of space. You're already going to be tired and extended from one of them, but at the same sort of breath, they're lucky that they were able to do the distance before. If
The Alamo on the mirror.
imagine if it was the other way around on the bracket, and G2 would have had to get through BDS to get a place in the major earlier on today. Would they, with their performance in that game and BDS in their performance, would it have gone that way? You know, it's those tough sort of bits of maths that you can try and throw together, and it doesn't matter ultimately at the end of the day, outside of it being a thought
Doki
experiment.
for a spawn peek? Doki spawn
Sometimes
peek in
hypotheticals are
secret.
fun. Doki thinks being outside the building is fun. Let's see if you can maybe get an early peek on towards anyone that approaches from that spawn. It's Lasmo that could be the bait, but it depends if they've droned him out. Yes, they have. Says the pre-fire directly to where his head was.
BDS not going to give G2 any opportunities at playing that aggressive game. Really for G2, I think that the timeout from Romalio is just try and maybe lean into more of a turtle, but look who they just lost. Laz? How have you died? Where the shield is? What was he
How did
thinking?
Blaz die?
They've really not used a clash bot today, G2. I mean, you know,
How
it's
did
not
Blaz
the most sort of
die?
obvious setup and operator, but I don't know what it is about how they've tried to deploy her today, but whoever has been holding onto the glass mantle has almost felt cursed. That it sort of takes away from them. They've got 3 C4s.
That's
try and
very
catch
win-con
either
right
players
there.
above or delay the plant itself, and oh, there's at least one prep, but it doesn't quite get anybody. Loira takes a shoulder of damage. Nothing beyond. There's a little bit more of an explosion starts to happen above the side itself. It's not really happening inside. They have sort of peeled themselves back. There's a lot for the execute here for the side of BDS.
They can't
They've
get
still
rid of
got
that mirror,
loads
they're
of
cooked.
flashes, couple of grenades. They've
That
got,
mirror is
you
that
know,
mirror and
bees
the
as well to
C4
go
are
for the
win con.
drive. They're set pretty comfortably to not
They can't get rid of that
be
mirror. They're
stopped
kind
here.
of.
And you're
they're
wondering
kinda
at
cooked.
what point G2 operate.
Feels as though
And that will mine. And
BDS
that will mine.
off
They
that
have
first pick.
they have 4 flashes remaining.
So much free range just to really do whatever they want to, and they've got everything that you would need. I mean, you've got the hatches open, you've got that util dump whenever it comes to blue, of course. Maybe the only issue is going to be that mirror window, because they have
Yeah.
used all of the Habana pellets, so they don't have anything left to remove that mirror window. So I think triple wall church take, this is going to be bold. It feels as though that's what they want to try and go for here, but against that mirror window, I don't know. It's a big risk. and
Maybe
you
they're
have to
doing a
make
hot.
sure that your
Ooh,
util
they could do a
is on
hot
point
moto
if you're
drop.
gonna
It
go
looks like
for
they're
this.
doing a
There's
hot
still
moto
one
drop.
right. There's still, denial here of the util.
Execute's
You
coming through.
utilize.
It's gonna be a blue take.
There's the stress, there's the
Ooh,
pressure, and
Robbie's
there's the flash blow
flash.
against them as Stompin finds Freck and finds a little bit of safety and sanctity.
Alamono pick on Robbie, that could be win con.
Windows, they could see that approach coming, and there's 2 more,
Yeah,
3 more, make it.
They wasted too
Stompin
much
gets
time.
himself another
Got
for the
Nero
round,
fucking
and
over.
Loira gets the end of it, and for all I sort of
Win
said they
G2.
had for their execute, they could not make top or tails of it.
Yeah, I just couldn't deal with the mirror windows. Yeah, I think they had the util for blue, and I think they maybe should have forced their hand a little bit more through that. Certainly the players in church, really that mirror window, just they can't do anything, and I just wonder how did he use all 18? Like, was he just impact trick through all of them? They don't even have like just a single 2 remaining.
There's a high possibility. Yeah, I don't know. It's
Yeah,
one of those
they
things
didn't have
where
that-
you
they didn't have
sort of
that
try and run the
bombing
numbers, but then you're bad at math.
It's just a weird one because again, really good shape. You remove the clash right from the rip-off, 5v4, but just nothing really comes off, and I just think it's down to G2 changing up their approach, playing a little bit more passive. Yeah, apart from maybe Blaz had to go to the toilet during that time. Maybe he didn't hear what Malkin told him to do. You can see everyone else are happy enough just to sit, play the util.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
BDS, they've still
3-2
done very
G2,
well.
about to
No
come to
attack
the
on
half.
but if they could get
If they can do a 3-3 half, this could be
they
winnable.
might be sort of driving us
This
towards the
3-2
third
half,
map
this could be
quickly.
winnable.
Mirror window, the chance of tricking. Could be that main call.
Freck, oh my
okay.
god, Freck on a...
Trick blade and Doki. That's the stuff for it. And think about this position. Everything we talked about
They
last
have
time was
rafters.
Doki
Wait,
inside
oh.
rafters that drove them in, and here,
Do they
first
just...
body
Oh,
gone,
they're
suddenly
playing
they've got a direct route through, on towards the wall, on towards the pressure, and
Are they playing
G2.
horizontal? Looks like they're
This
playing
is
a horizontal.
entirely slipped
They
through their
can't-
fingers. Wall gets popped open, they have full rafters control demo. This is exceptionally quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just picking up the pace. I think BDS, I think the call has been right. You know what? We need to go a lot faster here, man. We need to take the fight to G2, and again for G2, lose that opening pick without anything in response. In terms of what they're going to try and go for, I assume it's going to be the bedroom 8 once more, because just look at their lineup. Not so they have anything to really deal with the garage. So yeah, bedroom
on?
and
I
logic
don't
is
think
what they're
anybody's on
trying to
that.
work on. You've got some
Freck,
players.
double kill. In
Coming in
Raptors,
from
see,
that
this
side.
Raptors control is fucking
I'm
him
actually going
up.
to go for the wall being opened up right now. And
I don't know what this plan
again,
was.
are they really going to risk trying to go for the default whenever you know you're up against a smoke? I mean, I suppose with the time, it makes sense though, no? Like, if you've got garage control,
3
and
smokes
typically if you're coming
remaining.
from garage,
They don't have
it's
any
all about the
C4 and they
plant
have
denial.
one impact.
That's usually the issue.
That's kind of
It's just how
hard.
safe
It's kinda
players can
like-
sit over towards red,
Smokes
for
go
their
out.
retail and stop that plant going down. But because they've been able to take garage so quickly, you're now in a position
Laz.
where you could just burn
my
through
God.
that utility with such
Kills
ease.
Alamo through
Laz
the
Mao takes a
smoke.
lot of damage but gets a kill in return, and look who they've been able to take out. It's the smoke. The
You have to
utility
be
is now
aggressive.
gone.
2v4, you have to be aggressive. Triple
There
kill
goes
Freck.
one more
Oh my
for the trouble.
god.
Freck tears his way across and stomping a back line with a single impact to
1v4,
his
yep,
name.
yeah, 1v4.
And no impact on the rest of the round. 4-2. Attack half here for BDS, and it's almost as if we've had a bit of a prison break from G2 throughout this day. And you keep getting glimpses of the problems with the light. It keeps being shown, and then they just slip away. Then they just stay in the darkness. But here, BDS have fully turned the light on and brilliantly sort of shown, no, these are the flaws, and this is, we've got you.
I think I might be
And-
going to map 3 chat.
Again, you have high
I think I might be
expectations for
going to map
G2 as we
3.
always do.
BDS
But
against Secret, that's kind
So
of like...
well played today by BDS.
Yeah. I think G2 just the energy levels dipped. That's one thing I've noticed just on the player cams. Just don't see the same
Or you have...
happy-go-lucky
Sorry,
guys that we're used to
somebody,
seeing. Obviously, I think for G2 that that last round, yes, you lose that early control, but I
Somebody's
like
moaning
the fact
outside
that
my
BDS were attempting to take everything. Even though they've gotten garage very early on, and again generically, the last time we were here, we've seen them try and go for the kind of construction take. And for G2, the fact that there's still pressure coming in from the construction side, it would make you believe that, hey, they're still maybe trying to go construction here, but it's just BDS are giving themselves as many options as they can. And it just puts the pressure on G2 where you've got that that split pressure, and G2 are just between themselves. They don't know what to hold. Do we hold in towards bedroom construction? Do we focus on garage? You know, that's the tough thing for G2 is that they just didn't really know where BDS were gonna go, and that's because BDS gave themselves as many options as possible.
Go straight to basement. Are they doing a basement hold?
Now,
They're doing
can
a all
G2
bunker?
rally? Can
Looks
they
like it's the
refine
Jaeger, Mirror, and
the
Smoke.
spark
and
of
Ward.
their sort of clutches?
Yeah, it's gonna be a
earlier
basement
on. Currently,
hold.
you've only really got Stompin sitting positive.
Doki on the
across the
Grand
board, and
Lawyer
those
on the
players
Ram
that,
Blaz on
you know,
the
we
bottom.
commented earlier on today.
Bumping on the
Doki's brilliant.
We
across
saw
throwing
this
himself
before. It
out.
looks like it's gonna be a blue
Blaz
take.
doing continual
Because they did the
Blaz
same. This
things,
was
just
kind of
hasn't
I think the
operated
same
it
lineup
on towards their defense.
during.
So instead, they've got to try and
This
make
looks
it
like the
land. In
same
meantime, we
lineup
talk about how
during
teams
that,
are working on a sort of balanced level.
a previous
It's
game
not
that
the
we saw
biggest sort of
before.
shakeaway
That
to the
was
side of
even
BDS.
worse.
It's not that their kills are much higher, but their deaths are definitely lower. And that's the split in terms of their team game. Making sure that they're always
It was,
taking these things as team-driven objectives. This is the stickier problem, though. There's almost more pressure on towards
Gen G.
Freck to start
We saw
doing
this take
Freck
before,
things.
and
Commented on it a couple of times.
Doki was on.
His extension, the
was
way
on
he
the game
gets
mode.
himself around a map, is what really pulls it out of players. And so they cut themselves halfway through the core of the map itself, and they're going to start trying to roll some boogie drowns doing
He's
the long
throwing.
main
Oh my
corridor.
God.
Or
Doki takes a little bit of damage.
Chased. Freck takes a bit of damage as well, just holding on towards top.
Alright, full bunker for
They all
BDS
get back to
right
the
now.
site.
2 mirrors on the wall.
BDS. I kind of
I guess
attempted a bit of a
2
loose
mirrors
hold,
on
nothing
the
too in
church
depth.
on the church triple.
Now with Holland being back on site, we will see
Oh,
what G2's
oh, no,
really made of.
alright.
Yeah, this is a full 2
One mirror on the
round
Twitch
to
church
set up,
triple,
prepare,
one mirror pointing
execute.
into blue.
You've got
Doki's
everyone
gonna try to
alive,
do
you've
it
got all
lurk
your
down
util.
blue, try to get a pick early.
Realistically,
Looks like it.
this should be a walk in the park for a team as pristine as G2. Yeah, this mighty G2 team everyone loves.
Should be, yeah.
If they can't even attack this, then we worry.
It's a full
We do.
bunker strat.
You look
They
what
have the
they've got. They've
Ying,
got
they have the
Utah done,
Grim,
you've got the
they
Ying,
have
you've got the Grim, you've got areas
the
of
frags,
patches, you've got
yeah.
nades, everything that you need.
Exactly.
Triple wall looks to be their option, but we need to get Blaz down over towards bottom main steps before they even pick my coin for that. That was the issue that BDS had. Was they
Stompin'
could not
looks like he's
clear
gonna
away
go
this
down
mirror
oil
window.
pit.
If you look at G2, they've got
It's him
the
being
10
in
Havana
garage.
pallets, they've got options now. They can remove that mirror window. Disable Virtue from playing as aggressive as what he wants to be right now, trying to deny access to that main stairs.
So the pressure
One
on
minute
towards the
remaining.
swing on Moto. They know there's going to be a shotgun on the other
2
side
smokes
of the door.
remaining
That's
for
like a
Lasmo.
stop. When they hit it,
They only have
hit it
one
with coverage on
C4.
towards
They
blue
only have
as
one
well.
C4.
Doki drops down.
The C4 and the smoke are
Seemed
WinCon.
like he whiffed for a second, but it's the
In the
roll
glasses.
line that goes across.
In the-
and there's
in the
pressure.
glasses by
They knew
Warden.
pressure was going to hit blues. They actually stepped out to see if they could get a lucky kill on towards Moto first. There's the blind on this side instead. It's
Smoke goes
sort of
out.
past
Drop.
the top,
XP
and
goes
there's
going
the-
down.
onto the
Moto.
race to spray through.
Oh my
People
god.
somehow survive.
Lasmo.
As Freck's able
Lasmo
to
gets
swing onto one.
traded.
There's a couple that go
What is
back
going-
and
what is
forth, but
happening?
Freck keeps locking it in.
What is
The
happening?
shotgun can't quite get on the rotate. It's Freck.
Oh,
Still
1v1
in the
lawyer.
core. A 1 versus
And he's
1.
in armory right now, it looks like.
Versus
He's in
Robbie
armory
with
lockers.
20.
No.
The engagement, they're getting themselves into this position. He's got 12 seconds.
Well, you're
which means
planting
one
on the
opportunity
box.
to come off the plant.
He
and
could.
go for a swing,
He
really
does have a
truthfully
C4.
loyal.
Oh!
Has he made the right choice? No.
5-2. 5-2 BDS.
All right.
Yeah, I think this might be
Big
going to the
old
match for
1v1.
chat.
So the irony is, Doki was able to kill the player beside the drinks cabinet with his shotgun, but because he used the shotgun, he actually had blown away the cover that you would want to have, planting right beside the little wooden cabinet.
Wait, deadass?
So you see this right here, shotguns the player, but removes the wood paneling. Therefore, Loira cannot plant there, because then there would be an angle that you can see from armory onto him, which meant he had to plant in the box. Now, the differences between the two positions is that if you plant on the box where Loira did, someone can walk from blue and just wide swing all the way around the edge of the room, beside the jukebox, and see you clear as day. You can't do anything against that. Whereas with the cabinet, you can't kind of walk all the way around the room. Yeah, just with the layout. You have to walk towards the player, which gives you a more favorable gunfight.
Yeah. I don't know. That could be on Alamos.
Now
That could be on
this
Alamo.
Step in a right direction.
Hold on, chat. I'm gonna go get something to eat.
10 seconds remaining.
Will this be BDS again, just sort of hurling themselves further and
5
further
seconds
forward? G2 further and further adrift. the perfect step in towards the new half as well.
Objective is to locate a bomb
And it just
and
sort of
defuse it.
shows how they keep setting themselves up. Freck again. The form he's had, I'm sure there's some graphic or some manner of graphic our desk is thinking about a Freck in best of threes versus the Freck in the league. They already had a bit of a comparison of just him earlier today, but across it, he's felt like a talk about him, there he is. He's felt like the player he was in stage 1. He's hurt, turns his back and goes for the sprint away and gets out of there as well. That's at least Robbie back,
Well,
but
yeah, missed opportunity, but still, at least a kill. And a good pick as well, don't forget the Azami. And there would have been probably, what, at least 2 keeper barriers still to recharge. Something. Just straight up wall by threat. And now G2, firmly back in control. And already, with 2 kills and still 2 minutes remaining on this top floor, this should be simple for G2. Just all you have to do is sweep across, play your trade game. You've still got the util coming in from Stomping. Got all 5 Bs still up. Got nades, flashbang, jet.
Is this a cash extension?
I did say
It
that
looks like
last
it's
time,
cash
so
extension.
we'll hold our breath at the moment for G2.
low control of top red. I talked about how it was at points late for BDS to get this much before. They had a lot of focus that was taken out, and they still managed to make it stick at some moments. And here, G2 been able to get it a little bit quicker, but you think about the positions that still need to pressure it, and well, they're still positioning them. Stomping.
4v2.
P4 often
G2.
finds himself in these odd positions.
I feel like this is
and
favored
there
on
another one
G2.
that he is punished for.
Based off those picks, BDS is moving around too much.
Versus 2. It was actually common ground. The other way
G2
around
having
in the first
angles.
half, and at this point, with the reveal of what's open and where they're going,
Virtue
drop
goes
the drone and
into
pull themselves
Logi.
off
I don't think
towards
anybody's on the
Logi. It's a nice
hatch.
little move.
Stomping on the hatch, I think.
Above the hatch
Stomping is on the
itself,
hatch.
That's the worry. He hears them coming out. The bees.
Stomping might
land
drop.
as well, and will he get caught? No, they don't spray on the back of it. They don't catch anything on the C4 either, and he's got a bit less to work with. Lasmo does get one, but he's under intense pressure right now, and he needs Virtue to offer some support. Virtue, he's able to drift himself around. There's the hop in. There's
G2 win.
double for Blaz. Said we didn't quite have them before, but oh, we're definitely getting him now.
Yeah, better pacing there from G2. I think using the extra man, just ran through the playbook, pretty standard stuff. Really just the same kind of issues that I believe G2 had whenever they were defending up there. It's if you lose those initial first engagements and you're dealing with the gym and bedroom. I wouldn't say either side has been great at defending Cash. I don't think I've ever seen Cash go for free real estate as what both these teams have kind of gifted over to each other. There really is not the
can't
kind of
give up
same
Cash
battle.
on
You
the
think
gym
whenever
bedroom.
VP would play Clubhouse. Think of Passion on the Clash sitting top red with about three ADSs. I'm not seeing that same level. You know, both teams are more than happy to kind of let that go if they need to. But then that's such a big issue because you're giving so much time away for teams to execute onto gym and bedroom. And the main issues with that bomb site is how claustrophobic it gets. Whenever those windows are going to be opened up and there's an extra man playing on said windows, there ain't a lot of safe positions that you can sit, and then you combo that with utility dump operators like your Ying and your Grim. It's a nightmare to defend. So really, a lot of the time we see that the gym and bedroom, it's all about how well you can deal with the extension, how well you can pick off the attackers in those opening stages. 5-man turtle on that bomb site, even a 4-man, it's not fun to play. Not.
Stop and carrying
This point
G2 right now with
divided
9 and
to
6.
BDS. They want to try and get this
Just
one
stop
pushed
it,
over
era. I'm joking.
towards map point as quickly as possible. Make sure they can sort of put the pressure on towards G2, because suddenly when they get within touching distance, you know what this team is capable of. And you want to make sure they stay uncomfortable, feel uncomfortable throughout all of this. As you said, taking some of these portions on the top floor especially is just, well, holding on to them has been the problem actually. But as they try and get themselves on towards the taking CC, just
That's a
preparing, watching,
nasty
waiting. Blaz
angle.
has the range. Now the pressure can come across. They're very quick, very elaborate in what they want to do, and that is no pressure on towards rafters for now. The take is entirely coming out on towards this site, and ooh, not entirely sure what happened. Yeah, impacted the C4. That's rotten teamwork timing there, unfortunately.
It is unlucky, but for G2, very fortunate. Got the wall open, which is the main thing at the moment. Loira. Wait and see if he needs to make it a little bit bigger, but he should be fine to get through that. No issues that I can see. For G2, all the pressure coming in from construction now. The main thing that we always look at whenever teams
I'm
are going
gonna
for the
split take.
construction take, Emmy, in towards Cash, you need to apply pressure on red stairs. And that is usually done by sending the player downstairs into lounge
Wait.
and going up that staircase.
Frick, I think they know. They know.
somebody's coming, But if they lose somebody on the front, well, they've got to try and opt for this kill at the right
They
time.
know,
It's just
they
drawn
know he's
Stompton's
flanking.
focus out. Now, Freck's playing this well. He's keeping himself just a little bit further away. He's got an ump. And that, I mean, not the strongest gun.
Why would you swing
It's
that with
definitely
the
stronger
bailiff,
than that at that range. There's another one for Robbie as well. They're still concerned. Great motion here by Freck. He's got himself into Logi, and he can just apply this pressure. He can get caught out at this point. He's already done more than enough in that he's drawn the players out and away from it. It allows a little bit of a swing back, but...
Oh my god, Lawyer. Rip.
Scrappy Lawyer! Oh, he's beating himself up to not get that kill, but he does get to somebody else instead because he just screams in on towards the breach.
Robbie 3K. Alamo
Robbie gets
1v2.
himself a third for the round, and unfortunately Alamo cannot quite get the catch he would want. Grenade.
Oh my
forces
god.
the motion elsewhere.
Oh my god.
A one
What?
versus one, but Robbie! You said you wanted more hero plays from BDS. How about a 4K?
Wow. Oh, Robbie, again. He's been the 1v1 king. Wow.
4K Robbie.
So close.
Not looking
G2.
good for G2. Might go to map 3.
Just
Map
can't
3
get
is-
it over the finish line.
Lair
BDS
looks
Robbie.
like.
It's been that
Looks like
guy.
map 3's Lair, which actually is
Wow.
G2 sided.
6-3. BDS.
That's G2 sided because G2
Massive
loves
gap
Lair.
that was formed.
If you go to
Club
here.
and G2.
go to Europe.
It's not quite a partnership or a match made in heaven. It might have been able to get a couple of wins on it recently, but I think, as I said before, this is the light being shined on the floors by BDS. Yeah, it's coming down to these moments. Fine, it's two one
I'm not where
versus
you
one
went.
sort of clutches. But you can see the frustration on the side of G2. You can see that they're struggling with the sort of reasoning on why this isn't quite going their way. And now, back down towards the basement. One of the things about this game and how it's played
Attackers have
out,
located a bomb.
G2 have had one opening kill, and it was on the very first round. Since then, every single other opening kill has gone into the favor of BDS.
Big stats. Big stats. I think for BDS, I don't really think they care about the stats as long as they're winning the rounds.
I can't find a chat.
I think they'll be. I mean, I think the entry game is sort of leading in towards how this is going, right? It's G2 have never been able to operate in a way.
We did that.
I mean, that one they get, and they do it by just sending it in, but it's very quickly traded back out by Freck, who gets rid of Stompin. No Ash. So now those mirror windows you're thinking about, okay, well, you've got to keep some of that in Habana, because otherwise you can't quite get rid of them. They're just going to try and use the Blitz. I guess the Shepherd fight's fine, but then where do you put the Blitz on the Execute here, Demo?
I mean, typically whenever we see the shield be utilized, that is typically in towards construction. But really, as a dirt tunnel take, it's gonna be an option for G2. Probably not. Just don't think they have the util dump necessary to kind of go for that play.
They're trying to do. They have.
I think it might
They
be
have
Alamo
two.
with the shield. Just put it
Yeah.
on his back and just go for the plant.
There's the plan. He's in, he's off, and he's going to go for the plan itself. Is there a
Doki already in. Doki gets free frag.
That goes across either side. Quick reaction by BDS, but now it's 2 versus 2. G2.
Ah,
Gonna try and get
1v2
the gun
lawyer,
skills to run it through
1v2.
to the end, but
Oh
it's
my
only Lawyer
god.
left.
Match
No, it
point.
isn't.
Map 3.
It's a BDS second map in the series, which means that we fall to a best of one here, Demo. BDS have fought back.
Yeah, credit to BDS. Looking really strong. Really good opening half as well. Their attacks were crisp, they were clean, slow, methodical. The way you play Clubhouse, yeah. Good stuff.
Well, good stuff, great stuff, and break stuff. In the words of Limp Bizkit, we're going to a break.
Dovmen Full Body Deal is Buddha protection for your darker side, for your sidekicks, and the rest of your netherworlds. Dovmen banish the BO everywhere.
We'll run some death matches. Sorry, chat. Damn. That's fucking crazy. I'll keep an eye on it when it's not too coming up. Good LMAO. 6K Rena, that's not bad. Bro, are we dead ass right now? Well, that's easy. 12K Rena right there. It's kind of like, I think it's G2 sided. I think it's G2 sided. Yeah, they're they're good for layer. Yeah, I feel like G2 sided for layer. I feel like it's G2
Your
game.
objective is to maximize eliminations.
I feel like it's G2 layer.
First blood goes to you.
I feel like it's G2 sided.
Hostiles are ahead of you.
I'm ass. Yeah, but I think I believe it's G2 sided. You heard me. Damn, I didn't realize. I thought he was below me. Yeah. Well, where is this guy, bro? I don't understand. Like, where is this guy, bro? Got him. Fucking horrible. Are we like dead ass right now? Yo, this. Yeah, I can't. Bro, you heard me from all the way over there. Yeah, chocolate. He fired, bro. I didn't even do any damage to him, bro. Come on.
Hostiles are halfway to objective.
What the fuck? Oh my god, I heard that too. I had good reaction time. What is he looking at? I'm ass. 3 minutes, chat. Bro, why the fuck are we shooting bodies? You just pre-fired me. My frames can't pick it up because my computer is dog shit. God damn, bro. Yo, why are we using? Yo, does no one know the lion tech?
A quick 2.
Oh my god.
Hostiles are close to objective. 60 seconds remaining.
Pro swing me, bro. Damn.
We go to map 3 between BDS and the opponents of G2, and this one is a map that has honestly grown on me over the past 6 months, and it is Lair. It was not high up on my list. Nighthaven was at my heart, just like that, but Lair is up there, and it just the way that it plays out really, really well.
Well, I think if you look at the differences actually between Lair and Nighthaven as our two newest maps, Nighthaven is quite constricted in what you can do. It's got a very firmly established meta. You can't really flow too much outside that meta. Lair is developing a meta, but you still have a lot of creativity and a lot of different ways you can attack and defend. You know, you think at the top floor, you can come from the operation side, you can go from the R6 room side. Same with the middle floors, you can either do top down or you can do direct. And even the basement, you can do the top down with the Rara strat full clear, or you can go garage cross. There's lots of different attacks and defenses that teams can do, and I think that's why our teams love Lair so much. It's a perfect map for both of these teams.
It is the perfect blend between the playstyle of Bank that is really open and thrive on speed takes, and the playstyle of Clubhouse that is closed and has a frame. It is the mix of the two. It is the mix of the two playstyles, the one of BDS and the one of G2. We're in for a great match, and most importantly, we're in for a match that will guarantee that team is going to get to play Falcons, and maybe then reach grand finals for a share of the 300 SI points if you're first, and 150 if you're second.
It's a lot of SI points. That's a lot that BDS would love to have given their situation to kind of compensate for what happened in stage 1. Let's not dilly-dally any longer. Our casters await. Flute and Demo, take it away.
Thank you, Milosh, and we are going to be carrying us through to the guaranteed last map of the day, last map of the showdown, and that last team in the top 3 gets to keep themselves progressing and prepare to fight Falcons. We find ourselves here, though, with a G2 a bit behind their usual par, and BDS, who have looked sharper than ever, Demo.
Yeah, it's been a great series from BDS. Steady is the word I would use throughout this series. G2, the last map, just a lack of energy in my eyes. I think the team needs to get themselves up for this. Is it maybe a case of G2 where they think, you know what, job's done today, don't really care what happens? No. For G2, go in there and keep moving up the rankings, yeah? They finished first last stage. Well, why not go for a back-to-back? Where's the ambition?
I mean, you know, ambition is a virtue, and well, he's on the other team, so
BDS have a virtue.
yeah, it's throwing ourselves in. Master Office, R6 room, starting here on this map. I'm kind of distracted by the old chat, I'll be honest. I was half listening to the things you were saying, because
I mean, I'm used to it.
no, I know. In game, I'm all yours.
That's fine. No one listens to little old me. Just look at me, just stuck here out in the cold.
You're in the cold. Why is your computer outside? Get inside. I didn't ask you to do that.
Just as usual, everyone's inside having a Christmas party, and I'm out in the snow.
Being visited by 3 ghosts. Telling you.
I didn't say I was rich, because I'd be okay if I was rich, but I'm not.
The worry is if we start talking that Mariah Carey's gonna unthaw and come for us, so we must.
Michael Bublé.
Yeah. I like how he, you know, Mariah Carey lives up to her love of Christmas. Michael Bublé seems like he's been cursed to be a great Christmas singer, and he loathes the curse. Anyway, enough about Christmas music. Let's see if it's sweet chin music.
Robbie already taking site, map control, already taking map control.
Anybody that's inside itself, got the Deimos, you've got the chance of tracking anyone on all this soft, and there's the reveal that he's underneath this. So he's about to maybe.
Oh wait, is he gonna try with Laura?
Their way a bit closer, making sure he's not on an active drone, but the drone is about to roll its way towards him, and the Solus is gonna get caught out. What will he do with 2 pocket proxies? Probably not a lot. He's going to bide his time on this approach.
Always tense. That first mid-4 battle. Get the spot onto the Solus. They spotted him enough to get the track. That's the question that I would like to know. But the P90! Not favourable against the Deimos. Moira goes down. Good first engagement. Won by Robbie, who really
first pick by Robbie. Doki gets a trade on Lesmo though. Doki gives up map control.
There's Doki leaning out and getting back Lasmo. Now they've lost one of their hard breaches, but they always seem to double stack. Virtue is there.
Virtue already P4 already in.
How many times does he make a play like this? It doesn't always connect in the same way, but there's 2 quick kills and there's a quicker round.
BDS take map 1. Or not map 1, round 1. 1-0.
It's P4, just P4 things. I mean, he is the backstabber. He is the faceless assassin who takes on many forms.
I do love it. I mean, it's the sort of thing about P4 as a player that's well known is that he takes risks. And he does it in such a sort of cavalier way. He'll throw himself in, he'll charge, and there's a period of time where it would generically go more wrong than right. But now he's finding a form. It's just terrifying, because if it does go wrong, it doesn't shake him. He's like, I'll get him with my next backstab. I'm going in. You know? And that mindset, it's the mindset of a killer, Bella.
Great start for G2, and certainly a map like Lair. It's a map that both teams, of course, have played at this stage. I think both teams are fairly confident. I mean, I always said I really like the way that G2 attacked this map, and hopefully we will be able to see quite a bit of that if we get onto their side. I'm sure say when we get onto their side. Whereas I think for a team like BDS, you know, I think Jack kind of summed up very well. You know, map like Lair, you are kind of still playing that kind of slow and methodical play style. But you also do have
Already
the
taking
chance
map
to
control. Oh
play
my god, P4's
like
already in.
you know, with the quick kind
Stomp
of
is almost there to stop him in
positions
his
you can
tracks, though.
because the map is just so gigantic. I believe the last time that BDS actually played Lair, it was a win up against, a loss against Falcons. Before that, they had a win against Gen G. So again, a bit of a hit or miss record, but still not bad for BDS in terms of match scores just in general.
Well, there's is all or nothing. P4 this round, nothing. Gets caught out early on there, not sure where he was trying to fully get himself situated. Laz disagrees. Now they got to operate for 2 minutes without P4 or any of his gadgetry, and also as C4 removes Lasmo as well. This round has instantly bounced back. What a different turn of face this has been.
5v2 numbers. Yeah, I think this is G2 round.
Just saying, look, come on, swing. We can take. We know you're coming. At this point, ooh, Robbie does get at least one. They're trying to get the pinch on this player between them, but are they going to try and fight their way out via Robbie? It does seem that way.
Oh my god, oh, Robbie pre-fire. Oh my
Lucky
god.
timing for the defender to not be caught by Robbie's position, and I say that he's just going to step in anyway.
The Nomad.
Gets caught out. Stomping. There's a 1 versus 1. I don't know how you strike that up, but as Loira picks up the pieces, it does at least count as the trade. And that leaves the 1 versus 3 here. A minute left. Freck has a lot of time and a couple of sets of Bs. But I was about to say, there's always the chance that these C4s being the end of him.
Wonder if I can...
It's just down to see if he can find an opportunity to strike his way through a G2.
They really do though. Don't even have the kit either. G2 just sit in their hands, play their angles. Know exactly where he is. See all 3 of them, guns lined up, straight into that position. Knows where Loira is. Is he aware that Doke is also to his left? Now he will know. Too many angles. I mean, 3 different angles the guys to fight against. And it's just never going to happen for me. Yeah, G2 win that. Yeah, G2 just a really good trade game. You know, going upstairs, that's where a lot of the heavy fighting was done, as expected in this bomb site. And they just trade it really well. You can see the initial attempt of trying to clear upstairs just did not work for BDS. And I think whenever you look at that bomb site, if you take out those key operators that you need to have for the util dump, a bomb site, it's just it's mad to try and attack it if you don't have the util to back it up.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you lose that util, yeah, you can't really go anywhere with that. So BDS just faltering on the top 4 clear, but again, good stuff from G2 though, making sure
1-1.
that man advantage.
Master room.
That's a step back in the right direction. Blow for blow for now, and G2, they played themselves pretty strong in the start. They're going to opt to go back towards the top and make sure that they can try and get this one as strong as it was before. Obviously, this is the site that, you know, is the most common play. It sets itself in. I'm wondering why they're just trying to avoid the basement, but they're usually a team that is happy to stretch onto multiple different sites. In fact, they're often a team that sometimes picks the site that nobody else ever wants to go. Sometimes just as a show of strength of being like, oh, you can't play this site? We can. Not that it always comes out as a win, but the intent is still there. Here, though, back towards Master Office, redo what they couldn't do the first time round and sort of say, okay, look, you may have had this once, but, you know, we can get it the second time. We can win out the rest of these, and if we end up coming here again, well, you'll probably lose again. BDS, it does give them another opportunity. And remember how this sort of started with a scrappy fight underneath. It couldn't quite go into a Solace's way.
Robbie already in.
Solace this time around. Instead, oh, it's a fretless round. The punch, the pressure on the mirror window, and a Maverick that can't quite get themselves on the wall.
Yeah, losing out on Frack is not going to be helpful. Not only do you lose the Grim, but just Frack as a player. We know what he brings to this roster. Lose him, not great.
Activating Selma.
For BDS, I mean, they're obviously trying to play that kind of, almost like just basic style of Siege that we have come to kind of expect from a map like Lair, but I think G2 just seem a lot more locked in, almost. Not letting the same kind of things happen to him. Ruts hitting back, allowing BDS, you know, they'll take the aggro to them this time. Just a little bit more high energy, which is what I asked of G2 that they need to try and bring. But really, they've got every avenue covered. Like, this is quite good as well if you look at G2. They're bringing plenty of stuff just to stop.
Yeah, this is G2 round.
They've got barbed wire. They're not allowing BDS just
5v3.
to the bomb site is what they did previously.
Couple of tears of heads off either side, and well, they've been able to at least get one of the players out as Doki's removed and keep the pressure on towards the site. But think about how far out they are. B4 is still running some drones in, trying to get some control, and maybe there's one more Flores drone to make it work. But his lawyer is fighting Virtual on the other side, and it's a 1 versus 1 here. They have to find a way to close down.
Damn, Alamo. Alamo just shitting on him.
And now P4 can only be described as late to the party. Stomp in, sick of Alamau, kills him, and that's why that's happened, not an accident. That leaves us in the 1 versus 3. P4, last time he opened up here by crouching in towards the site. This time, as we saw in the previous round, I mean, look at the positions G2 are in. They're keeping their Misa close to their chest. As soon as he enters through the door, it's play on contact. They hear the rip of the flash, and I mean, they're just perfectly reactive.
2-1 G2.
Yeah, again, G2 just closing it out. No real opportunity to give BDS any chance at a clutch. But yeah, again for G2, they've adapted, not allowing those quick little micro plays that BDS had went for previously. They brought in the traps, brought in that bit of barbed wire, slowed down that approach from BDS, and almost felt as though like they lost Freck, and it kind of looked like a little bit lost. Like they didn't really know where they wanted to go at that point. And people started trying to make a play, and it's backfired as things go from bad to worse. So yeah, a little bit of a worry here for BDS.
Kind of like Gen G on Europe, where Gen G kind of gets like, they get phased when one person dies and their whole strat is fucked.
Steamroll just based on momentum. Because you know what G2 are like.
We do, but I think it's fair to sort of say that
Basement G2.
their defense today have been brilliant across both sort of maps. I think this is a map where you're looking at a 4-2 defensive half. You're looking at that sort of control still into your favor, and you know, it's sort of backed up as well. I think across the board, it's not the most defensive-sided map, but it is the most played in EML, and it sits, I think, within the top 3 definitely. So it's that sort of idea of they're just getting enough work done. They're getting themselves driven enough. BDS, they want to get themselves 2 attacks that they opened up with 1, and since it's been 2 rounds in a row, slows them down a lot, which I think you're sort of commenting on there as well, and you're seeing that G2 are sort of stealing the pace back in towards their favor, and BDS have thrived on that quick application of themselves in towards the map. But there's always still time in this as they drop their way down towards the basement site to see if they can try and pull this apart. No go for that Twitch drone, but yes go for Freck shooting Blaz in the head. There goes your Vigil, trying to get a peek out of the doorway, gives a camera and control of it all away, and it's just kind of wasteful for the Vigil.
Yeah, Blaz goes down very early on without having any real impact. Again for G2, forcing them really have to try and get that kill back, and Stomp is trying his best to do so, but if it's off, use that Kiba to give him a little bit of mobile cover. He's really up against it at the moment. Let's see if he can maybe try and fall back to his teammates. And
Stompin's in the shits right now, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, Alamo's there with them. Stompin's getting flanked.
This is the main thing though. Freck just slips into that, takes down Stompin, and yeah, 3v5. Very quickly, G2. Where are they gonna go from here?
That's it. Alamau is going to get himself back towards the site. Freck didn't want to overextend his welcome, but they know somebody's above. They're spraying through it, and Freck takes a lot more damage than Doki did. But still, the fact that they
looking at main stairs, Doki was on very shot Doki. He shot Doki, Dokobi.
Try and close this down and make it a 5 versus 2 or a 4 versus 2 and play on the trade.
I think Doki's gonna fall off. Go back to site.
It's a game that they've done many, many times when they know that they have an advantage on it.
Looks in one of reception.
They won't expect it as much. They're trying to buy as much time
in bathrooms.
Loira checked and double checked, and now
BDS win 2-2.
But it isn't. Strong return to form there for BDS, and is that what you kind of wanted, Demo?
Of course it is. Yeah, I think whenever you look at that basement, G2, they're not going to turtle. We learned that from the IGL summit whenever they were talking about, okay, what kind of style of siege, and EFAC goes turtle, and they go, well, you can do that because you've got Shaiko.
You got
have to
Shaiko
roam.
and Solitov.
So again, you have to roam. And I think for G2, obviously that no impact at all from visual doesn't help. And it just leaves Stompin in such a difficult situation where, yes, Alamo came, but what... There's only so much that Clash can do. Yeah, as the shield doesn't have, guns equipped to it. You can't walk around, just press, just sit there and have guns firing out of the shield. So it is still, at that time, only Stompin who can play with a gun. And if he misses an opportunity, which he did, Frex slips in, picks up the kill, it's done. And you go 3v5 on that bomb site with having very little influence on the BDS attackers, it's over. And that's exactly what happened. BDS have that 2-man advantage. They just work the basics. They work what they need to do. They get themselves set up in positions for that kind of horizontal push across, coming in from garage. Yeah, simple stuff. And I think, Lair, we've seen it before on these attacks. If you do the basics,
Robbie on the lurk.
right, it makes this.
Lurking, gonna
these
lurk
attacks
out.
look great. It makes the map look
Gonna
so
look
easy to play.
down.
Yeah, I think that's the sort of spread of it, right? It's why, I guess, when you have a new map coming to the pool, there's always the questions of how's this going to play. I have fan favorites, yada yada yada. People had
Whoa.
questions about this map when it first sort of
Stop
came
in with
even
the
at back of Lab
stop in with the
3,
rat play.
oh,
Does Robbie know?
Does Robbie know?
Robbie does not
The
know.
answer is
First
then
pick.
pops up, puts him down,
That
and
leaves
heads
the lurk
out
opportunity,
out
so I
there.
think
Failure
BDS.
to launch
I think
from
this might be a G2 round because there's no lurk opportunity.
Anyway, as I was saying, we had a bit of a slow adoption of this map, I think, and over the past sort of split, especially
Well,
in
that's
ML,
downstairs.
seeing how teams have driven creative attacks.
Freck is 1
Really towards the
HP.
forefront. Scrappy fights
Yeah, Freck has to
underneath,
stay
and
back.
Freck's just going to get out of there because they cannot afford to lose. And if it goes into a 5 versus 3 on your pressure on the top floor, pressure in the basement, the round is gone.
Yeah. No lurk opportunity, so this might be chalked. No backstab.
Moving now.
If flex reinforced, they flex reinforced to rotate there. Yeah, so it's a full. Looks like it's a full bunker. The Blast is still in the basement. Alamo and Stoppin are still upstairs. They need to. They have a minute 30. They need to do something with these guys upstairs. They need to do something.
You're at that man deficit. You lost nades as well, which would have
P4 on a
little
pick
bit
by
skewed when you think about the Nari
pick for
tricks.
pick
Obviously,
on by
Nari
Lloyd,
is
bro.
gonna need to get burned by something.
That's the Valkyrie. He had the C4, so that might actually be good.
They have enough time to try and clear above now. 'Cause
They
if
don't.
They do. I think they're leaving themselves really sparse of time and actually going to go for the execute. So this is now a big decision that BDS need to make. And I'm looking at the lineup, and all they have is the Capitão. If those Capitão bolts are not going to hit it smart, they've got nothing in terms of util.
It's also the split of they don't have anything to have opened.
Wait,
the wall as
50
well.
second.
Virtue.
They have vert control. They have vert control.
Oh, swings his way around. Gets the double across the top, and this is that split, right? I was about to make the point that they don't have anything to open the back wall, so even if they try and snuck themselves in, well, this position that Doki's in is a powerful one, but at this point as well, even if they're not outside that site, they can just try and, Capitão bolt themselves in, drop the hatch and go for the fight at the same second.
4v2.
It's gotta
Wait.
go sharpest. They're trying to find where the two players are. The Kiva's gonna slow them down. Oh, plays against the utility, sprays through another Kiva. There needs to be a punch from the side.
Bugs are
and there
Freck
it is
upstairs.
round the back, Freck. Leaves just Blaz alone, blinded, sprayed in court, and BDS
BDS win.
brilliantly on the back of Virtue.
BDS were looking to go upstairs. Yeah, they actually wanted to push that. Why? Don't understand. Why have the two G2 players pushed into them? A double swung on the hallway. Knows where Virtue is in this scenario. Hopefully we'll get the replay on it. This right here. Why are they pushing into him? They have cleared top floor without really going into top floor.
I said it before, ambition is a virtue, so is patience. And they opted to not bring any and found him instead. 3-2, BDS at this point, in some books, have done more than enough on their attack. Got themselves the even guarantee. G2 it's still very scrappy between these two teams at points. But when you have obviously Freck still operating the way he is and has been today, when you're having moments like that, again, you sort of called for those clutch.
Doki on the Tachanka. That's the win con.
That was the thing missing from BDS's performance earlier. Now we're getting it, and in some manners it's been taken.
Tachanka's the win con right now.
Was there with the double swing onto Virtue. It's being helped along a bit by G2's decision making.
Might be backside push.
The hope of getting an even tie on their lair defense.
Yeah, not great for G2, but I did mention before their attacks are good. I will say that about G2. They understand the fundamentals of how you can approach a lot of these bomb sites, especially that mid form. I always love seeing how they operate on that bomb site. BDS, definitely a change of pace in terms of the operator selection. I mean, this just kind of leads you in to think, okay, it's going to be a little bit sneaky with the Glaz being picked in there, but also you've got that explosive nature of comboing that with your Ying. So I think it does open the door for quite a lot of possibilities. Main worry, once again, how do they deal with the clash? I think this has been something that G2 has brought. I wouldn't say that BDS has ever really brought a hard counter to the clash, but I wouldn't say the clash has had any influence tonight. Like, really,
Yeah, they don't really have a hard counter to clash.
No, I said it before as well. It seemingly whoever picks up the mantle of the clash is cursed at this point. There's a swing out, a very ambitious Loira. He is almost punished, but did they actually get off what they wanted to do? Yeah, they did.
Yep.
Okay, now they only have, well, 2 exothermics in the pocket of Lasmo, but they're gonna have to rotate him around.
That's crazy tough.
Drone up and running.
And they're gonna have to go somewhere else. I don't think they can go for that traditional plan.
I mean, not without a lot of work already done. So instead, it seems like they're going to propose themselves top green, pressure on the opposite side. We start to get the call in from the window itself. P4 though, he's just being smoked out, I think, and oh yeah, fire instead. He still drives behind it, and this is the decision making we talked about of him as a player. He's fearless. Sometimes it's a benefit, sometimes it's a boon, but here as it opens the door, removes the smoke, 50 seconds, there's the cross, they're just sending it, Demo! All the way in, BDS, once again!
Blaz 1v5, yeah, this
way
is...
across the top. Blaz blinked and all of his team was dead. Does get one. I mean, you know, P4 and Lasmo massively hurt, but at this point they can watch it from a bit of range. They've planted on the default, and Robbie cuts him in half.
BDS
anyway.
went round.
4-2, attack in half.
Wow. Really good stuff.
4-2 half. This is looking very bad for G2. It's looking very bad for G2. G2 needs to step it up. I don't know. They need attack timeout. Well, they don't need attack timeout, but they need to like change stuff mid game.
So much damage from smoke or the flames. Don't know what it was exactly, but whatever it was doing tick damage to him. And he just kept pushing. And as long as he's at 1 HP, he's still a threat. Gets the opening pick. Disruption then just flies through the ranks of G2. And they can't stabilize. I'm gonna have to come
4-2 half. G2 on now on attack. I feel like this is the. I feel like G2. This is the best thing for G2 is go on attack.
Like, really? What has that clash been able to do? On the series, not just this map, by the way. They're not making an isolated thing here, and I'm not just going after something because they still have to play that. We've seen Blaz on it, for example, as well. The whole series, the clash just has not done anything.
Oh, we've seen, I think the only person who we've not seen play Clash is... I'm trying to think, in map 1, I'm just having a quick look through yet. Loira, the only person who hasn't played Clash today for G2 is Doki. And I think they've maybe lost pretty much every single, or at least everyone has had a loss on it. But even then, in the times it's won, it's never been that most effective sort of position. It's never been that difference maker or decider. Either way. Can't all pin it on one thing. What we got to pin it now on is the second swing round. G2
You know, like Doki with the Capital. It's gonna be a top main push. I've seen this before where they Capital main stairs and they get map control that easily and they get top mes control. Stomping on Thermite, he's gonna get main breach and probably top mes breach.
BDS back where they've been happiest on their defense here. I said, you know, 2 rounds they might have been happy with it. It must be over the blimmin' moon, Demo. Quick break. On towards the site wall. They can get their eyes towards Mask and the chance at a plant. Just get some of this prep work done here, G2, and then start profit.
Zombie on operational room.
Towards ops. They've got the keybers.
No rat player? It looks like there's no rat player.
Aggressively. It's just a burn utility, burn a bit of time. Oh, I do like the little Elamine behind it as well.
It pays off.
Wait. Zombie doesn't know. Wait, he doesn't know that Alamo's in. I don't think he knows.
Did for himself was good. So that
I don't think a zombie knows Alamo's already in.
playing your life here, isn't it? Slowly taking a back step. It's allowed E2 to get themselves in.
Oh no, zombie fell off.
First wall, and move
Looks like it's gonna be site play now. They gotta get picks.
Denial there with that smoke. But no ranged hard breach for G2, so they may have similar issues that BDS had whenever it comes to that main wall that leads into the.
They have top mes. Wait, yo, they have top mes control.
Very difficult, but I will say that they've got like a Captal, for example.
Stoppin has to come over and get that wall.
Just fire off.
If they get that wall, they have the win con to go for the plant.
That's just gonna do it dry.
Wait, yo, Capkin and Skybridge. Yo, that's not Capkin and Skybridge.
Yeah, stopping to get the wall opened up. So I mean,
That's a crazy angle. That's a crazy angle that Lasmo has.
Okay, it's gonna be a default plan. How do they work around this?
And can they, as the pressure starts to
Nice, good clear out by Doki. That's a good clear out. 5v2.
by Blaz as well.
Skybridge, Capcan. They can get plant down. Yeah, this is the G2 round. 4-3.
At this point, Freck against the world, really.
4-3.
They just got isolated. G2 were able to cut the angle.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, especially
from the windows.
ISO that is zombie. They ISO that is zombie on behind the desk. That's actually very great.
That locked in, gets that cross. Okay,
The
now
Capital play that
focus in. Think about
Capital
what
play that
Capital
Doki was
was
having was
not
actually
a
very
huge
good.
amount, right? They didn't really have anyone putting pressure on the back side from green. They didn't really have anything else, but what they had it very firmly, and it allowed them to build in.
They went and they took what they needed. And really, for that team, it's okay. Let's get bathroom. Then that means we can upload the wall. You look at the operators that they had on board. You've got the Grim. You've got the Capitao. Grim, as we know, is perfect whenever it comes to the art room. You just Grim out everything, jump in the window, take your picks. Last did that. Capitao, able to clear out the player in behind the desk. Oh, he was that player as a smoke. Oh, now we can plant. Just everything went their way, and BDS just didn't really react to it. Like I said, it was obvious the way that G2 were going to go about that attack, but BDS just kind of let it happen almost. You know, the smoke. Like, what was he hoping for? That the fire was going to miss? He needs to get, I think the smoke needed to throw his util, although it may sound crazy, a lot earlier to get himself out of that position. He should know that he's going to be dead if he stays behind that table. Use the smokes early to get yourself out, so then at least you can still stay in the round.
It's also the sort of element, right? When they're in that position, they have so much control. Yeah, okay, you might be able to.
Second floor again. They're doing the same push.
Right, with a minute left, fine. But they know you're there. You are 100%.
They're doing the same push.
Behind it, and it is the position to be in to deny this. So you can try and push them down. So they have maybe instead of no time, they have 15 seconds left. If you deploy them a bit earlier, but if that buys you a chance at an escape, it buys you a chance at stressing them out anyway.
Yeah. It's the longer the round goes on, the more mistakes that could happen. Because everyone knows if you're under the pressure of a clock, everyone is human. Everyone
Stop thinking main breach. Joining operational room. I think a zombie's still there. Yeah. Looks like it's the same thing.
At this point, G2.
It's the same setup.
This round back, put themselves a little bit closer.
It's the same setup for BDS and same setup for G2.
Themselves up and level it after
Zombie on the double door. Alamo could probably lurk into operational.
Start to come together. They've opted to try and double down on this. In terms of the
Yeah, they left. BDS gonna Freck is gonna put his zombies on the desk again, try to get that angle.
A huge amount of change apart from this.
No.
The slow down on the swings. You've got the Fenrir that's gonna try and make things a bit trickier. And then obviously that's it, really. Over the cap can.
Yeah.
Will that really be the main change?
It's a little bit more aggro, isn't it? You know, you can see that they wanted to hold ops a little bit longer that time, but still, it seems to be kind of brewing up the same outcome. You know, where they're in where they want to be in towards ops. They can now rotate through util dumpers. Again, you have that grim more towards ops.
Stomp it getting the top miss wall.
So they have got the first pick, and look who they've been able to get.
Fenrir down, Robbie down.
So clearing out Freck in behind that table, you need to get something else rotated, and the only thing that they would really have is probably the nade from Moira.
Elo roaming downstairs might get the flank.
Robbie might have done all that was needed to be done. The Keybers aggressively on the door this time, and the Fenrir to just slow things down. It's earlier pops of the smoke.
Laura watching the flank. I'd say just let Doki watch on that.
And somebody's rotated underneath too. There's somebody that can try and apply some pressure on towards the default plant, and that is the time that has been brought towards them. You assume it's Virtue with the C4.
They're already inside. Yeah, kind
We're
of.
gonna find out. There's the plant being attempted.
Yeah.
Stomping gets one more for the trouble, but Loira does go down. 7 seconds.
Freck! 2v1 Freck! Oh my god, Freck quad kill.
Oh my.
Quad kill Freck. Oh my
Is he
god.
nutting on them?
He always
Again.
does.
Again.
But the thing is,
Wow,
okay,
wow, wow.
What happened G2? 5-4, 5-3 G2 I believe.
Yeah.
I think he saved it for the third map this time, so they cannot watch the VOD and know that he's been doing that.
So, that round should have been G2's. Nailed on a G2 round. No doubt about it.
That should have been a G2 round.
Tremendous toss into the bin for G2. It more or less played out the same way, did it not? Take in towards ops, open up that breach, get the util dump coming in from the art side of things, pick up the kills, which they did. And as usual for BDS, their knight in shining armor comes gallivanting in, picks up a quad. Simple as that, they couldn't kill Frack. And it's not so much, I think, the case of strategically, because I suppose you could make the argument, oh, well, if Doki didn't die, they could have had the cap. I get that, and I made that point. But still, in a 2v4, at that stage, you trade your bodies. You just kill the guy, but they couldn't. It's just one guy's killing you as you're trying to rush in.
I think one of the things that we can
5-3 G2. GDS almost on the 5-4 match point.
Of time, for me, is what sort of raised that big problem, and that was the delay that, in a way, you know, BDS could have cooked the round before. They had options, they had changes, and a brilliant way for them to grow into it. What a round, and what a day for Freck. Here, 5 apiece. Once again, setting themselves up at the 5-3 divide is the one that G2 is being haunted by, and that entry statistic, before things slip away from an even hand on either side, is something that I think we've continued to find eludes them.
Basement.
His confidence keeps kicking in. Only 2 rounds separate BDS from continuing along the lower bracket and preparing themselves for just such a rematch against Falcons, and they'll probably be happy for. Freck is trying to drive them there. Caught out, stomp in, make sure it doesn't last very long, and wants to keep sending himself for the next fight, but there's only a couple of bullets left. Baited into Loira. He chased for the kill, Robbie did, and unfortunately he met a fate.
4v3.
And now Virtue desperately trying to get around the back of the site.
Basement. Lucy roaming. Somebody could, yo, he could catch him off guard. Blaz with the kill on a Virtue. 4v2, looking like a BDS round. P4 trying to regain Vert. What are they doing? I'd say play bunker. P4 going up, trying to
G2.
Blaz, this is a very important 1v1. Blaz versus P4. If Blaz doesn't win it,
Steamroll through this.
oh my god,
A
he's
double flank. You never expect the second, do you? You never do. And now that makes things a little bit interesting.
the 3v2. He had vert control, but I think he fell down. Yeah, both basement, both bunker. Stomping low, lower risk half. Stomping is literally 1 HP. Alamo full HP with 2 drims, 1 AP left. Stomping with 2 flashes, lower with 2 with the H charge and 2 breaches. Alamo has diffuser.
And then you look at things like the Goyo canisters and you look at the health of Lawyer and Stomping and you're thinking, okay, maybe this one isn't impossible. Flash comes out. They have themselves partially covered here. Asmo is still the one that's
There's a Goyo there, just wait. There's a Goyo there.
keep sending him his way around. 30
That's
seconds,
unlucky.
and he pops the fire, but there's
P4.
the kill.
P4 1v2.
That's the kit.
28 seconds. They're trying to
That Goyo is probably gonna save their lives. P4 falls back all the way to the Toxin.
Look how far back he's going. The safety. And the
Lorway
pickup
gets the
smashing
bomb.
towards,
He's
but it's
planting.
not being
They gonna play for Gil? No, Lloyd planting the bomb.
And Lawyer actually went down and came back on towards it. There's another bit of motion here. P4, he's trying to find the opportunity.
He wins this. Stomping so low. Stomping! P4! Stomping 1v1 on win HP.
Almost.
5-4 G2.
Oh, I thought it was there for him. I really did. Constant information from that bulletproof. As soon as the Dopey Call wore off, you seen just constant red pings to try and stress the players of G2. But Stomping holds his nerve, wins a massive 1v1 for his side. I mean, G2 almost bottling that round, which is weird considering where they were. They were 4-2 up in that round. But it was a double flank. I mean, this from B4. Never expect the second man. But aggressive. And also was able to take down the player going for the plant. Now here's a big what if. What if he played his life for the kit instead of giving them the opportunity to plant? That would be the what if, isn't it? Because you think about the HP as well. Them having to push into a Scorpion rather than the Scorpion pushing them. Different story.
My last story pauses for but a beat as we have a quick tech pause. 5-4 and
5-4 G. 5-4 BDS.
this game has felt like a brilliant back and forth sort of brawl, right? It's,
Definitely.
you can sort of say that on club G2 disappeared a little bit, but
Club is,
the way that
bro.
these two teams have just been adapting and responding to each other is some of my favorite elements of Siege. Is that live round learning, that live active. This is what they're doing. How can we change things up?
It's the last game. This is the last game
Is he okay?
for today. Tomorrow, I don't think I'll be here. I'll be at school. I'll watch the VOD review.
No.
I might watch it.
So, Derry does
Looks like it's gonna be G2 versus Secret.
the genius that he is.
Or no,
The technology provides a wonderful tool for us.
let me look.
Steady on with Genius Comms.
If G2 wins this,
I don't want to have to start paying a subscription towards his talent tool.
it'll be,
I'm pulling this from hidden data.
it'll be
Of the opening kills that we've seen across all 3 maps.
Team Secret. Whoever wins goes against Team
only
Falcons.
2 of them have been successfully traded between these two teams. Otherwise, it shows how isolated.
Yeah, whoever
these
it's okay. It's gonna be the
approach
5th place
those
match is gonna be
sort
one of
of
the games, and it's gonna be
fragmented
grand finals. Gonna be
battles
Team
that will just
Secret
take
versus whoever wins
errant routes.
against this, and then that, and then that. Could be
There is
Falcons
something.
again.
Did he just smell himself and get disgusted with what he smelled?
Yeah. Listen, he's
Stompin
been
needs to
competing
trade
for
to
like 6
Shopify.
hours today. Imagine if you competing and sweating in a shirt for 6 hours.
Yep.
How do you feel?
POV, you're at a full 8-hour rank session.
8-hour rank session.
Yeah.
It's like a weird threat. Like, you smell yourself after an 8-hour rank session. You see how you like it.
Oh. where's this gonna go? Oh, Virtue. That looked like a tired blink. Did you see that? I was like, I need to stay awake. I need to stay awake. I've seen that before.
That's the target.
He's yawning. Oh, they're both tired.
It's a long day. It's a long day and you're playing at the highest level. You're playing at the level where, you know, fine, they've done their day's task. Both of these teams, the goal of the day from the start of it was to get into the major, was to win that first series. They've both achieved that. And it's not that they now don't go, okay, new goal, let's win. But if you were to ask somebody, would you rather give it your all in the first game that gets you to the major or the second game that progresses you along the bracket to then face Falcons? You'd probably go the first game.
Yeah, of course you would. And also I think for BDS, like a really good opportunity for them to finish third place. And you wouldn't have said that with this team a few weeks ago. You know,
No.
BDS, going into the final play day of group stages, it was out of their hands via 2 teams if they were going to make it. Well, kind of. Well, I suppose BDS were playing Fnatic for a straight shootout. But you think about Wolves. Wolves had an opportunity just to kind of lock them out too. Wait, no, I think no, it was just a straight shootout. It was Magical, sorry, I'm getting that confused. But still, there was an opportunity where they could even made it to playoffs. And for them to push on and get the third place, I mean, that would have been, wow. You wouldn't have said that. You would, that'd be crazy talk.
Looks like it's bunks. It looks like it's bunks and maintenance by BDS. Alamo, Blaz, Stompin, or looks like it's gonna be a roam clear by top mez. Alamo's at top mez right now.
That could bring them even or better. It's truly been some hero plays back and forth. Quick play. Round on, that grenade will force them into somebody's firefight with the Fenrir.
Good free frag, good refrag by Doki.
Step behind.
44.
Was able to get one
Not
out.
losing any Yuto.
Gone as well.
Not a bad trade. I mean, the Fenrir no longer change around where the traps are going to be on or off. And the Dokkaebi. I mean, it's only Carl at the end of the day, I mean, so it's not too crazy. Stompin should get a hit here. Yeah, there he is. Lasmau just dancing on the table, gives himself up, and G2 and keep it moving. And
4v3.
This is what I talked about whenever it comes to this mid-floor approach. I love the way G2.
Great roam clear by G2. There's still 2 above, 2 below. So 2-2. Looks like it's gonna be a 2-1. Virtue is so low right now. 4v3. G4, what are we doing, man? What about do a side hit, side hit, side hit? There's only one person in sight. Yeah, they have side hit. Yep, it's all math. It's all math. They have side control. Stompin's planting right now.
And now, as they're just going to get themselves planted, I mean, Stompin's got it locked down. They're trying to find the fish, and unfortunately, none of them are biting.
Blaz creating.
G2
Blaz.
themselves in.
6, 5, 5.
They tie us
Tied. 5-5 is tied right now.
Good take. Clearing in towards that top floor. A good pension that first guy in towards Mez. And then, yeah, just going through the motions, get the hard breachers in, Stompin finds one. And then from there, you know, 4v3 for G2 to play with. And then it was just, really for BDS, they just had to fall back. You know, just
P4, what are we doing?
Steady approach. You know, it's kind of like no man's land, isn't it? Where one side is
Blaz. Triple kill.
Right, here we go again. Up we go, build a new trench. That's the kind of approach that G2 went for.
2 more rounds. 2 more rounds. Whoever wins goes to semifinals. And whoever wins semifinals goes to grand finals between G2, BDS versus Falcons, or G2 versus Falcons. We already know the G2 for Falcons is actually a crazy matchup.
Taking time, then pushing, then taking time.
But the crazy thing is
time to piece it together.
if they win against Falcons, they go to Team Secret.
Up to this moment in time,
They win to go to Team Secret,
Freck has netted.
and we know what it is.
'Cause I do
2 matches in the past
maths.
couple months. Secret has 0-2'd G2 in these stage finals. First day in the first round of the playoffs, Secret 0-2 G2, which sent them down to the lower bracket, which now they're playing right now.
Or if he hasn't, he's not far
In the
off.
previous in the EWC, Secret did 0-2, stomping in the crew, stomping. They 0-2'd him in the EWC, which or no, was it 0-3? I think it was 0-3. It was they 0-3'd G2, which led them to get first place in EWC. So this is gonna be tough for G2 if they win, and if they win against Falcons. They need to do a lot of film.
Consistent as well, I feel. Mechanically, or sounds.
Looks like Freck might be roaming.
Not having the greatest of players here for him.
No, doesn't look like it. He's going back up in his.
So it kind of balances out a little bit. See how G3 want to operate this, because Alamau, speaking of him, wants the glass and see if he can try and sneak his way in and try a little bit slippy with that glass. But really it's the Warden that he needs to watch out for. His old teammate Virtue taking up the mantle of that operator. As long as they have a bit of information to kind of feed him through and say, right, well the person you're not pushing, it's not the Warden, so it should be free. If he heads up in a situation where I'm seeing a glass smoke off a Warden,
2 C4s, 3 smokes. That could be in a Rooney, so it's gonna be like a single burn, I think. It's a single burn. Just to waste time, waste Yuto.
Being just deep thought on all the approaches. And yeah, so Fresh has just given me the numbers. Freck got 53 across all the best of ones across the stage, and he's up to 58 just today. If you want a perspective on how his performance has sort of swapped.
Spawn peek by Doke. Oh no.
Yeah, looking for this early engagement, and G2 aren't being offered it. They're having to do a lot of the numbers. Try and find at least a closer step and a closer route. It's the longest I think it's been for them to get this ops breach. Now they can focus themselves across. They have eyes on the default plant, but there's also, I think, the longest that we've had all 10 players.
Or pick on the Lasmo.
Lasmo, unfortunately.
Lasmo's
that first removal, and
trying to BS trying to look for that refrag onto Lasmo. Can't find it because Lawyer's outside the building now. Freck downstairs in Armory might do a lurk up main if they get top main control. They have top main control. Oh, the airdrop.
Hear that though? That is the question.
Do they hear it? Do they know? Do they know? They don't know.
Sure. This is though it's gonna be the case because he's inside reception and Doki actually places the camera now. I think
Miss drone. Oh my god, why did they shoot the drone? Why did he shoot the drone? What is that? Yeah, now side hit. Refrag. Oh my god. Oh my god, Robbie triple kill. Robbie triple kill. Alamo 1v3. Alamo 1v3. 15 seconds. Yeah, it doesn't look like this is possible.
We hear a C4 ripped. It's ready to be loosed. He's pushed himself all the way up, but
yeah.
Timeout. It's worked wonders here.
6-5 match point BDS. This could be going to overtime.
Themselves along the lower bracket.
Oh, Robbie. What can you say? He's just pulled his team out of it, and he's done that quite frequently as well today. Him and Freck, really. And even I can't even just say those players. I think everyone just stepped up. Like really, it's a team performance from BDS. Everyone's had such great moments, and it's really showing. It really is. From a team who had their their turmoil inside of stage 1.
10-7. Everyone here is Lasmo on the Clash 1-7. LMAO.
Where they dropped one round, but then they just suffered loss after loss, and then they just about get themselves into playoffs. We think, okay, let's see what they can do. Definitely the best showing that we've seen here from BDS from the whole year. Like no doubt about it, this has been BDS at their best. This is showing us what this team can do.
10 seconds left.
6-5 BDS.
5 seconds left before insertion.
Eyes on the prize of staring down Falcons once again, of claiming a spot as a top 3 EML team, and maybe if they can keep up this form, even further. What a growth they've had throughout the year. As you said, this is the sharpest they've played
The basement.
as a team throughout all of it. G2, they are only one round away. They're a team that has been on the brink time and time and time again and pulled it back together. But missing Doki, missing Alamau as well, who is your sort of lead-in frag. As it was said before, that the players that have stepped up massively for the team of BDS, I mean, they're still stepping up.
Robbie, first kill. Oh my god. Through the drone hole.
Continual. Unfortunately, G2 there.
Goyo Freck trying to look for the refrag.
Now they have a first
Goyo
blood.
back in.
Now they have a second.
Lasmo. Laura pick on Lasmo. They have garage control now. Laura has garage control now with Alamo and Doki. So this could be fucked. You have one Goyo right there on bathrooms or on showers. One Goyo there.
Devolved into a 1 versus 1 post plant as they crouch themselves across lockers, lock in.
Anybody upstairs? Anybody upstairs?
How can BDS build against this?
Mute's upstairs.
It's a straight horizontal take here for G2. Got the 2 picks that they needed to get. And the players now hold in towards warehouse. Really for BDS. What can they do?
This is looking like a BDS. This is looking like a G2 round right now. They need to roam clear. They need to roam clear this mute.
For P4, he's ready to see if he can pounce on that opportunity as a player is in towards the mid floor doing a bit of vertical work or breach in charge. It's going to be Loira, but no, it just feels like a matter of time really here for G2 until they get this round overboard. You can see where Stomp is rotated now. Also, this great rotation over towards Blaz, who has been traded out but still got his one. There's P4 to pick up Stompin', but now they know that the site is completely open to move in and go for this plant. So really good reaction speed for G2 to immediately get onto that basin where their teammates had just died.
Too little, too late for that angle, and maybe too little, too late for the round as well. P4, he put his head back for a second there. I think he knows he's heading to OT, and yes,
G2 round going to overtime.
I remember we saw that angle behind the reception desk the other day, and we were like, that's insane. And now I've seen it a couple of times today, so I think other teams agreed. But not done yet. Of a best of 3 in towards a best of 3 of OT on the 3rd and final map. Falcons, unfortunately, you can't start prepping your game just yet.
Chat, I might have to go soon.
Another 6 to 9 minutes.
Chat, I might have to go soon, chat.
Oh, OT.
I'm still be
I mean, we said it's basically
running.
the one now, isn't it?
I'm still be running the
Is that not how
thing overtime. I think it's a win by 2. Is this win by 2?
Yeah, look, great game so far. Really learned back and forth, big moments from big play. Onto the warehouse, pushing in, clear away those 2 players trying to hold it. And then, yeah, just very, very quickly go in for that plant whenever they see that opportunity. So very clinical G2 work. Still, not out of yet BDS. They go on the defense. Wow, this would be the least favorable side based on what we've seen so far.
It's the weird way that this game is sort of played out, right? But also it's the fact that we have seen in the latter half, in every single round, apart from that last one, somebody had at least a 3K on one of the 2 teams.
Personally, so it's win by 2.
An anomaly, I think it's fair to say. And in the opening half, we only had 1 player achieve a 3K or better. It was Freck. And it just shows how much these teams are just throwing themselves in, how much it's come off the back of somebody making
Chat, I'm gonna have to go soon.
Somebody making a hero sort of moment.
C4 going on. Blaz knew about the C4.
Quite catch Blaz. Hard breach is allowed to live and thrive a little bit longer. They have themselves a bit of range hard breach this time. As we said, G2, they've been very clean at taking and attacking this. And you do wonder why they opted to come back here, but at the same time, it's also that period of time where when it hasn't gone, it's also the only defensive site that BDS have been able to win, regardless of how close it gets. And now they're going to see if they can try and keep that momentum going, Demo.
Do worry about that C4 though being ripped, because that's the only C4 that they had. So really the plant denial, a lot of pressure on the B4, and Virtue peeks out for no real reason. And little does he know that Alamo's back in that glass. He would love to have Virtue alive.
1 minute left.
For that. Bit of a retake. They're actually going to try and retake Metro.
5v4.
Laura's seen the guy cross. So G2 immediately should be aware
Where's the execute going to go? It's the same execute from last time.
But because the information is now being passed
Doki on the
over,
Doki's trying to get main stairs from Fenrir.
He's just gonna be
Burn all the util. Laura from the Laura triple kill. Oh my god. Laura triple flawless round 5v4. I think this is looking like a G2 win for me.
Well,
Look like a
that's
G2
not
win.
really what we've expected, but they tried to put the pressure on. They tried to change things. As I said, it's been
Do they have attack
the only
timeout?
defensive side that they've been able to win. And one of the times it was close and down to the wire. One of the times it was a lot more solid. And I think they sort of said, we're going to need to change something. We need to apply some extra pressure because G2 will get this. They're a great team at getting this, and just did not quite add up the same way. Virtue's yawning. That's our second yawner. It's alright, there can only be at least 2 more rounds, Virtue.
My god, look at that peak. Triple kill. Yeah, that's crazy. Triple kill. Triple kill Laura.
I think he's gotten at least
Laura
6
single-handedly won that game.
Maybe that's he's ready for bed. He's ready to put
4 minutes remaining in this game. Is it going to 7-7? Or is it going Is it going to 7-7? Or is it going to go to 6-8?
To win. The other one was Bronze Briefing, so I think they're feeling a bit more confident here. Especially on the back of a strong attack round win like that, but also it was how they both started.
Take time. Doki, Yeet, Ace, Blackbeard, and Flores from BDS. G2, Zombie, Tubarao, Mira, Smoke, and Warden. They're looking like it's going to be a second floor upstairs. It's going to be a second floor hold. Meanwhile, somebody below, I believe, because they have the hatch pop. Maybe it's Doki will try to slow down. Maybe Doki's going to fall off.
Single hard breacher of Virtue. And we've seen how losing that hard breach massively limited them last time.
Yeah. BDS haven't been on the attack.
Come on, G2. I'll be joining the armory floor, looking for roamers. Doesn't look like there's any roamers though from his point of view.
It's not open. No big deal.
I don't even know where you pull these from apart from on maybe t-shirts. Lasmo takes a couple of shots to the toes.
2 minutes remaining.
With a live, laugh, love next. As they try and get them some
I gotta go, chat.
control of ops. But we talked about how they try and slow down this approach. They try and get a bit more aggressive. They make sure they're not as comfortable. That is as uncomfortable as they could be as Doki just fully steps in and a single grenade removes all of that. And oh, there's 2 quick kills! That's from the breach across the way, I believe. Maybe even actually from underneath. It's Stomping. Gets one as the pick back up. We can hear the blinds, the Candelas rolling in towards ops. It was from underneath. They have the angle, so now Stomping. He's got himself to a semblance of safety. The Tubarao will buy them some time. But look at the positions here. They're going to long arm the chance at a throw. In fact, no! Alamau goes out, double dips, does some damage, and pulls back. A 3 versus 3. The breach will still come together, but Freck finds another head. Wants to swing in. He's about to have a close engagement, but as the blind pops out, oh! Big risk, bigger reward. Virtue. All that's left.
E4.
That's it. The smoke canister will force him further and further away into a rough engagement. BDS, for all the fight that they've had, for all they've been managed to achieve, G2. They've put themselves 2 versus 1 away from progressing along the lower bracket. Another smoke. They're not overextending. They're not overexerting. They know how to play this game, Virtue. They know your game probably better than anybody else. So at this point, he's just hoping to bait them in. They have some of the read. There's the hole and the confirmation. doesn't even know where to begin to go at this point. Tucks himself around. There is still the C4. Look at the rotation Stompin's taken, though. He's on the other side of the door. He's happy. That C4 won't quite net the kill. It's a post plant. No, it isn't. It's the game over. G2, a rough day, still ends in success as they progress on the lower bracket. BDS have played the best Siege we've seen them play maybe all year, but definitely this stage. And they are on the major, but Demo, they probably wish they could have a little bit more. And unfortunately for you, we're not going to get any more of you either. In fact, we're going to throw straight to a break. See you in a bit.
I'm gonna get the last hit of the night and get my hours. Bye.
The nicotine in vapes can increase anxiety and cause trouble sleeping. Get the facts at thefactsnow.com.
Dove Men Whole Body Deal is odor protection for your darker side, for your sidekicks, and the rest of your netherworlds. Dove Men banish the BO everywhere. Shop now.
You were bound by the chains of duty. Until true love turned the whole world on its head. And all the while, you were watching Clothes Dry. Audible. There's more to imagine when you listen.
Best birthday party ever! Except for the weed. Turns out, it was laced with fentanyl. And a birthday I'll never forget, because it was my last.
Taking fentanyl is like playing Russian roulette. Just a few grains can kill you.
I had to pull an all-nighter. So I took the pill my roommate gave me. I swore it'd be the last time. It was.
Join President Trump's fight to end the fentanyl crisis.
done it. G2 victorious over BDS. What a game that we've just had between these two squads. Back and forth the entire time. And for that, though, Doki said he'll join us on the interview later on this evening. And indeed, he lives up.
What's up, guys?
God, I get it. You know, you ever get this feeling of deja vu?
Nah.
I get it when I see Doki in interview. I feel like I'm
That
just,
rhyme?
I think like G2 game rhymes with Doki interview at the end, you know? I feel like that's just the story.
Yeah, because we always win, right? Apart from Gen G and Falcons and Secret.
You know,
That
did
starts
beat
that up in
Gen
the
G today.
10-team league.
Yeah, yeah.
that's still not too bad. I mean, you still made it, and you're here, and you get to play Falcons tomorrow. Very much looking forward.
Oh, yay.
And then
great.
maybe a Secret
Why?
afterwards.
Why do you react that way? You're supposed to be like the best of the best. Isn't that the whole thing?
Bro, let me just tell you right now, okay? So we've just stressed out all week about possibly not qualifying for the major, okay?
Yeah.
We've came in today, destroyed Gen G. First game was very hard. BDS, no prep, tough game. They're playing good Siege. We're playing like not to 100%. It's tough, okay? And then you're like, okay, I can go to sleep now and rest. But no, then you
The more you
realize
play
you're
Falcons.
playing probably the two best teams in the world. Again, and not including us in best of threes.
To be fair, Doki.
And you need to win because you got to go to SI because it's hard to make SI these days. So it's like
You don't get hitting
yay,
invites like back in the
yay.
day.
Falcons, yay!
Oh well.
Are you scared or are you just tired?
I'm done. I'm just done. I'm done.
I'm retiring.
I'm sick. I'm sick. I'm really sick.
Yeah,
I
you-
can't see. I can't see. I'm playing. I'm like this. I'm like, my eyes are just bleeding.
Just move back to the new glasses. We don't care how you look.
It's not the glasses. It's the sickness. I'm sick. It's the winter, bro. It's shit.
You live in Scotland. You're used to the winter. That's basically life there.
That's true. It's always cold. Yeah.
I feel for
We
you,
should
Doki.
we should have a tournament in like Brazil again, so it's hot.
That's a good idea.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great. That's the best idea I've ever had.
Yep.
We agree on that.
I do feel for the support staff of G2 more though, because will Romalio and Cameraman not now be up all night prepping the two teams for tomorrow?
Doesn't matter.
No, you're not bothered about them.
Don't care about them. They're old. Like they have it easy. They're just old.
And they're in the warm country of Brazil as well.
They're in Brazil. Romalio, by the way, Romalio and Camera worked their ass off. Okay, Romalio and Camera worked their ass off, and Romalio says last week he's like, I'm gonna go to the beach. okay, fair enough. But no, to be honest, I'm not trying to downplay. Those guys work their ass off. They just constantly work, doing. You know, we have 10 new strats every day for our theory, and we have smart enough players that we don't need to practice it. We can just play it. So it's really nice. Like they had strats prepared for BDS. They say, guys, just play this. Look at the sheet. Look at the operators. Play this. Like trust us. It's brilliant. It's really good.
Doki, you can also go to the beach in Scotland, right?
Yeah.
You can.
I can. Technically, I can.
There you go.
I might freeze to death, but yeah, I can.
At this point, there's not much of a difference between your current situation and that situation. So we'll you know.
Oh,
You're
true,
because you're
I'm
sick. See, it took a
sick.
second. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sick.
Uh,
Well,
now-
hopefully the sickness doesn't kill me, but you never know.
Yeah, well, because we need you to tell
One
us.
can hope.
We need you to tell us what Blaz's cat's name is.
I don't know.
You know what? All I'm gonna say is, if you win tomorrow against Team Falcons, I expect you to know.
To be honest, I probably won't remember to ask him, and I also don't care. It's like whatever. It's probably some stupid Blaz name.
What?
Like I don't know.
I care, and I thought you would
Fred.
care about it too. Fred, there you go.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Typical
Well,
French
Fred the
name,
cat.
Fred.
Yeah.
well, Jack.
I will get that information when you go get some sleep.
Yeah,
I will be
he's-
in Blast and I will figure out the situation.
Yeah, this man is
Yeah.
losing his mind. Go sleep before we
I need
lose
sleep.
ours.
I'll see you tomorrow, guys.
We'll
See you
see.
tomorrow.
Maybe.
I will. I haven't came this way to just lose to Falcons. Like, duh.
If you have Blaz's cat's name, maybe we'll talk about it. Anyways, have a good
Maybe.
night, Doki. Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good night. See you later.
Not one question about Siege there. Brilliant interview from Doki.
To be fair, we're the ones that are asking the questions, so it's kind of
It's
on
really
us.
on us, to be honest. But we hope it's Fred or not.
Oh well. Anyways, moving on. What a close match. And it ties back to exactly what we were saying prior to this map, that it fits the play styles of both of them at the same time.
And I think Doki is maybe lying when he said G2 didn't do prep on BDS. Maybe the players didn't, but certainly the staff will have.
Yeah.
However, he did say something important. BDS are playing really, really good Siege. That was a very, very, very close game. Of course, it went to overtime as well, right at the end there. But I will say that, like, the ultimately the difference for me is G2 have that little magic stardust. They have those big game players and those big game moments that they can manage out, and that literally was the only difference. Because I actually thought, on the balance of things, I'd maybe argued that BDS played the better series, despite losing closely in overtime at the end there.
Strategically and as a team, I feel like BDS won the game. But the problem is always the same. The floor of the player is so much lower than the floor of G2's players. Look at the EPS score once again from the side of Alemao, Doki, the players that performed the least, the worst, sorry, in that matchup. It's nowhere near Virtue and P4 on the other side, and it's been a problem, right? The recurring thing.
How many kills did Fred get? Ridiculous amount. Fred got more kills today than he did in the entire league stage. What? It's crazy.
In two best of threes.
Yeah.
And he was already doing well.
And ultimately, that's probably the I would say the criticism that we will have of BDS. You know, you showed it in your keys to victory earlier, where the free fraggers of BDS, they have their great days. Frex had a great day today, but they have their bad days as well. Last Mo at the end in that last game, that last map, had his bad day. And the inconsistency is there, that the kind of ceiling of these BDS fraggers is more or less the average of most of the top fraggers, of the top 3 teams, of the G2 players, of the Falcons players, of the Secret players.
We're in a meta right now for the last 3 to 4 years where they've removed the flex support and the hard support. You only have one that plays for 1 support, and then you have 1 entry and 3 flex players. That expected that you have 4 players that are able to frag out. The problem with BDS in their roster is that you've got P4 and Virtue that are stuck on support side, that are playing the worst operators, and they cannot overperform the others. So you absolutely need all 3 fraggers to compensate for that. And that's the second problem. It's very rare that all 3 fraggers perform the same way.
Well, gentlemen, let's pull up our bracket then for today, because we've had a hell of a day with 3 best of 3s. As you saw, G2 and BDS officially qualified to the Munich Major. They'll be joining Team Secret and Team Falcons and representing EML in Munich in less than a month's time. That is a lot, but our bracket continues, Jack, with more.
Yeah, of course it does. We've still got the lower bracket to play out, and if you'd have asked me at the start of this bracket, who do you think the last 3 teams should be? I want to see G2, Falcons, and Secret in consecutive best of 3s back to back to back. Of course, it will be G2 against Falcons tomorrow. Winner then goes on to play Team Secret. So it's going to be a day of incredible siege. And yes, there isn't Munich major spots to play for, but those 6 invitational points are going to come in absolutely massive.
Yep.
Because the team that finishes 3rd gets 50, and then it goes up, it cascades up.
Yeah, so it's basically simple. Yeah, it's simple. Across the 3 teams that you have here, 1 team that wins, so Falcons right now, or G2, triple their amount of points. They're sitting on 50 SI points. If they win the next game, they get 150 guaranteed. And then if they win the game after the grand finals, they not only take the EU crown and more cash prize, they take 300 SI points, double their points once again. And this is key to get to SI. And like Doki said, it's hard to get to SI now.
Yeah, it's not so much necessarily about, like, if you can look at it from the winner point of view. Whoever wins and ultimately wins the ML gets a slightly easier run, and they can have a worse result in terms of the major and still get enough SI points. But whoever finishes 3rd tomorrow, the pressure is going to be on them to have such a deep run at Munich.
To give you an idea, last year, teams in the top 10 were qualifying to SI with 600 to 700 points. But that was because you also had 2 majors, things were split in a different way. But let's say you're making almost half of the points that you need to be in a comfortable spot just off of winning the playoffs here, which is a lot of points for you to have in front of you. So 3 teams, 1 spot, and 300 points potentially to take it all. We'll have to see tomorrow. Thank you all for watching today, this wonderful day that we've had for qualifying both BDS and G2. Have a wonderful night. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow for some more.
bundle gives you wings.
Dove Men Whole Body Deal is odor protection for your darker side, for your sidekicks, and the rest of your netherworlds. Dove Men banish the BO everywhere. Shop now.
What a hotel.
Right? And only $250 a night for my favorite site. What?
You didn't check Trivago?
I got mine for $155. You have to check Trivago.
Oh yeah? Prove it.
On Trivago, you can compare hotel prices from multiple different sites. Even your favorite one. Look, same hotel, $100 less.
You didn't check Trivago.
I didn't check Trivago.
Check Trivago to compare prices and save up to 40%. Hotel? Trivago.
After 40, we need skincare that works as hard as we do. Am I right?
New Triple Power Serum by L'Oreal. 3 serums in 1 with peptides, hyaluronic acid, and vitamin C. Visibly reduces wrinkles, firms, and evens tone. Visibly reverse key aging signs. See age-defying clinical results.
3 in 1. Don't settle for less.
New Triple Power Serum by L'Oreal Paris.
We're worth it.
Oh.
This is a meal. The melty ciabatta dippers, so delicious, they have you dipping in sync meal.
Wait.
The fan favorite ciabatta dippers are back. It just feels good at Panera.
Insurance or not, Good RX is the winning hand.
No hoops, no hogwash, and no sense paying more than you have to.
With up to 80% off at pharmacies nationwide.
Even get them delivered. Lickety-split.
Because when it comes to your health,
Sky-high prices can get. Y'all keep wrangling them savings now, you hear?
save time and money on prescriptions. Check Good RX.
chat.